we're jumping into the last best of five for today, and it's going to be Beasty up against Puppypaw. And we're starting with one of my favorite maps in the map pool
King
for
of the
the
Hill.
EGC Masters Final. It is King of the Hill, China, up against the Marlians here from Puppypaw.
I do like this map. I know some people really dislike this map. I'm gonna completely agree with you. I think this is a very fun map to see, especially for 1v1s. I think it's I've seen a lot of exciting games on it. I know some people think it's a little cheesy, a little too centric with just the one sacred side on top. I know some civs can really take advantage of it, but I've always enjoyed watching the games on this one. A lot of fun. But we've seen Chinese into Malians a lot. Malians is interesting to me because I feel like the pit mines, you got usually probably one close to your base, and you gotta have one either on one of the wings or you're left with the gold on the hill. So if you're looking at this matchup, what do you expect to see from these two players and how they play it?
Knowing Beastie, I'm not sure if he's gonna commit to like the typical pro scout into fast castle, or whether he is looking to play it in a more feudal age aggressive way.
Hmm.
The thing is, knowing Puppypaw, he's fine either way. Like whether there's going to be fast castle, whether there's going to be like a balls to the wall, all in feudal age type play from the Chinese. Puppypaw and Wham both are Malian connoisseurs. Like they play that civilization a lot. They've got a very specific style as to how they want to like take fights and how they want to macro with that civilization, and it's incredibly strong in their hands. And I think I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think Marlians is a very strong civilization up against the Chinese, just
I
in
agree.
general when it comes to their kit of of the units that they do produce. I favor them a lot, and I would favor them here as well, especially when the gold is spawning. Like, there's a good chance for the gold to spawn like behind the base in the corner.
Yeah,
Very
in the
hard to
corner.
attack. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. I haven't seen, I mean, again, this is like, I know this matchup and I've seen this matchup a lot, and I would definitely agree with your assessment, like 100%. I think I've been very high on Malians, again, for the last couple tournaments, for pretty much the reasons you've explained, especially into like Zushi and into China. I think against the pro scouts, you just see time and time again, the moment that deer dries up and it's time for the farm transition, the Malians they've already got their late game food. They're ready to rock and roll. Let's go to castle. Let's win. On this hill, on this King of the Hill map, I wonder how that'll change the calculus, but at the same time, the two civs are still the two civs. And basically, looking at these two players, I mean, Puppypaw and Beastie are, I mean, I feel like when people rate top players in the game, these two guys end up in the top five so frequently. Almost indiscriminately, you're going to have both these guys in the top five. Like, there's no reason not to. So, like, with those things being grossly even, you look at the civs then in the map, and I think I agree. I think Malians has the better chance here. It kind of comes down to, I think, the spawn, and then to does BC do something maybe a little different? Is there some shenanigans maybe with like a Barbican? I mean, it's a long way to go to get to the base, but if you can take the hill and maybe get a timer going on that one, maybe there's a play there. At the same time, China likes to do China things and go pro scouts, get into Castle Age. It's curious. I'm curious to see how BC is going to approach this. I think it's kind of on BC to see what he does different as opposed to what Puppypaw wants to do. Because I think you said it right. Puppypaw is going to be happy kind of with whatever option, whether it's a feudal play or more of a castle play. He's going to be chilling kind of with that either way. Malians can deal with both quite effectively.
Yeah, they definitely can. And just looking at it though, like King of the Hill, there are synergies. We've talked about it when it came to the Tuklak. Like there are
Mhm.
synergies with civilizations and King of the Hill. In theory, China is one of those civilizations that has
Yeah.
great synergies with the map King of the Hill, right? Like in Castle Age, going for the Clock Tower, you have some very high HP siege that is just very strong when it comes to holding static positions. You get very
Mhm.
fast keeps, also stronger keeps with the hand cannon shots that they do give off. The Imperial Age up, it's been nerfed, the Great Wall Gatehouse. It's still very strong. It's still two
Yeah.
nests of bees that are sitting like on a building.
Well,
Um,
China late game is still really good too. On top of that.
yeah, long range hand cannoneers is very good, very good. Especially
Mhm.
that they've buffed hand cannoneers with the serpentine powder, right? Where
Yeah.
every time you hit, you get more movement speed. Then you also have more range as the Chinese. It's one of those things where we haven't seen China in late game a ton recently, just because they've been playing more of an all-in style, or typically like the game just doesn't last that long, because once you get Castle Age, you spam out knights. Few civilizations can really stem the tide, but Malians are one of those civilizations that can stem the tide. They don't mind if the opponents hit Castle Age a little bit ahead of time. They just make their units. They've got a counter to everything in Castle Age, in Feudal Age. And yeah, just like that, that's the way to play it. But now we're jumping right in to see how exactly this one's going to turn out. Game number 1 between Puppypaw in the color red, playing as the Malians, Beasty in the color yellow, playing as the Chinese here in King of the Hill.
Yeah, we talk about Chinese being such a great Imperial Age civ, and they're one of the best in Imperial Age, right? We got a couple civs come to mind that are really good late game, and Chinese is usually one of the ones that gets floated up to the very top. I will say, I don't think that's the case for Malians in Imperial Age, though. So if this game somehow, I mean, the tricky thing, again, biggest caveat, huge asterisk, if this game goes to an Imperial Age, I think oftentimes, if everything else was equal, Chinese is going to look really good in Imperial Age. The tricky thing is, like you said, Malians is really good at stemming the tide in Castle Age, and that's usually where that's, I think, almost always where they win it. I don't think their Imperial Age is a whole lot to write home to grandma about. But again, can China get to that point? And obviously, I don't think players go into this game wanting to go Imperial Age right off the bat. They're probably going to look to win it a little earlier than that and keep this a little faster pace. So we'll see what Beasty does here.
Yeah, we'll see indeed. So far, it looks like it's just going to be the normal no IO opening here from Beasty. Also didn't opt to go for that early village, instead just a normal house. Puppypaw already fully set himself up around that pit mine. Has a lot of houses up there, so generating a ton of gold already passively. And did Puppypaw actually opt for chopping down a second straggler tree, or is he only going for the 6-house opener? That's something to look for if we can take a look at his base. And we've got the 6 houses. Yeah, okay, so only chose to chop down that one straggler tree.
That's pretty standard, I'd say.
We've seen it time and time again, players just also going for the second straggler tree, just to add in even more houses. It's a little bit of additional gold that you have to play with, and just allows you to get the 3 cattle in and an eco upgrade potentially as well.
This is one of those games where the first 5 minutes starts out kind of slow because it's kind of a very similar, very familiar old song and dance where we kind of know, like, no surprise, Imperial Academy. I would have been shocked to see a Barbican, right? No surprise, we're going to see the Mansa Quarry. We're probably going to see the Pro Scouts from Beasty. Puppypaw is probably going to do some, feudal shenanigans, maybe with adding some cows in. Like, we know what to kind of expect for the first couple minutes. I'm curious where we start deviating from those expectations on this map. With all the gold, looking at the spawn too, we got a gold vein, not in the corner like maybe Puppy would have liked as an optimal thing. Beasty got his gold in the corner, but gold on either side of the TC for Puppy, so he could put one on either. And then the next thing is, I'm looking at the hill itself and the way it's spawned. The gold for these players it feels like it's kind of far away, so a third pit mine is going to be difficult for Puppypaw to get into hold. We're looking at that one up top right there, yeah, maybe the one on the bottom. And then he's got the one on the very tippy top on either side of the sacred site. So it'll be interesting to see how that third one comes into play in Castle Age. But for the time being, we got the one on either side, north and south, for Puppypaw.
Mansa Quarry about to finish up. Mill is already in play. We're actually getting an early wheelbarrow here from Puppypaw. Interesting. So not the immediate triple cattle. Instead chooses the economy upgrade. It's going to take a while to research, but starting it early means, of course, that it also is going to be coming in a lot earlier. It's one of those upgrades that takes the longest from the mill, next to professional scouts, which is something that you're probably not going to be seeing here from the Malians.
What do you think the reasoning is going for that over the 3 cattle to start?
I don't know. I would personally still opt for the 3 cattle at the beginning. Maybe he thinks that he can get both in, just get the wheelbarrow in first. Even then, I would typically prefer horticulture because horticulture also affects the cattle. But Puppy is the better player here, so I'm guessing he's got a plan for it.
That's always the hard thing, right? You got to always sit here and go, okay, like,
I know that he's
about the game,
like,
but
he's a much better Malian
player
than me, for sure.
Yeah,
like,
he knows
Puppypaw
Malians really,
and
really
Wham,
well.
they play Malians on an entirely different level. Like I played against them Mali time and time again. I cannot win a game against them with it. They're so good with it. And I'm also one of the players that gets wheelbarrow after 20 minutes, so it's kind of like
you're not a wheelbarrow believer.
I'm not a wheelbarrow believer. I'm a wheelbarrow denier.
Denier of wheelbarrow. I feel like they're definitely in the game. It's fun to see the differences in player type and archetypes. There definitely are players who've always said, always get wheelbarrow as soon as you feasibly can. It's not good.
I firmly believe that wheelbarrow is overrated, and everybody that like says wheelbarrow is one of the best upgrades in the game is just lying. So you invest into wheelbarrow. It's like they're trying to set you up for a rug pull.
See, I'm gonna ride the fence and not give a huge opinion one way or another. I'm gonna say I think it can be. I think it's better than you're saying it is. I also don't think it's the end-all be-all. So I think it depends on what you're gonna do, right? If you're planning on moving out on the map at all, I think it's worth the value just to get the movement speed and to help you avoid some raids and to run back to your base. But at the same time, I'll agree with you in the sense that it's not like the greatest upgrade of all time. Like there's definitely other things that might be more important in the situation. Wheelbarrow's pretty good. I can't wait till 20 minutes to get wheelbarrow. That's just too late. Warrior Scout being really annoying over here for Beasty. Puppypaw just being
Vista would agree with me.
Vista would agree with you. See, to me, I kind of go, people who say that, I usually kind of go, okay, is it just because you forgot to get wheelbarrow for 20 minutes and you're just justifying it? Like, that's...
We'll never know.
Yeah, I don't need blacksmith upgrades. That's just a waste of money, right? It's like, I don't need those.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't totally forget to
If you get
build the
wheelbarrow and you win
minutes.
a game, that's just luck.
It's just luck. Oh. Never change, Crackety. Never change. The first cow sitting out there for Puppypaw, but he does not have a pen for it yet. Just sitting there unhoused, as it were.
Catala's now starting to come in as well behind this. 2 out already. Second pit mine has been built. Also some walls. Wall not just securing the pit mine, but also securing one of the relics. You, though, not going to get secured. And, ooh, Scout gets sniped.
Ooh, nice little pickup there. I mean, that slows down the pro scouts, right?
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that Puppypaw invested so much into the Warrior Scouts, considering that he isn't going for the Pro Scouts play in the first place. Yeah.
It's like purely a denial tactic. I mean, he also was pestering those villagers in the back. It is interesting, though.
Donzo's coming forward. Beasty starts to add in his own archers, and this is what I like to refer to as the Puppypaw and Wham way to play Malians. You just don't stop making infantry units. Just never stop.
This wall is going to prove a little difficult for Puppy to continue raiding in there. He's not going to have a whole lot of places to go. He's going to kind of skirt around. The spear's going to get a couple last second jabs. That one going to be away with a... Oh, nope. I was going to say, maybe he gets away from the TC in time, but no. He gets shot dead right where he stands. And now we see in here, we got the good number of cows coming right up. Cow boom underway. So far, this has been a really... I mean, outside of the fact that Puppy's produced a lot of infantry units, this has been a very familiar song and dance again. We're kind of seeing the same old meta play out here.
So far, yes. Javelin throw is now also coming in. Beasty now also adding in the archers. We got single horsemen here so far, just to be able to get some mobility out on the map. I like what Puppypaw is doing there with the scouts, just running in deep, gets a lot of the information, sees everything that's going on inside of Beasty's base. Sure, he loses the scout, but information is so much more valuable in the long term.
And to add to that, he's also getting the added benefit of those spears are not in his base, they're defending Beasty's base, which just lets him cow boom in safety and security even better.
Yeah, 11 cattle already out now, so he's able to keep up with the Pro Scout income at the moment from Beasty. That's very important, because the income is not going to get lower for Malians. It is eventually going to get lower for the Chinese.
Some spear on spear action here. Looks like Puppypaw's spears We'll die. And now we're starting to see Beasty move out across the map a little bit more. Units kind of flooding over the hill, down towards the base of Puppypaw. We're going to be looking at maybe one of those pit mines. Looks like this one in the south is where he's angling most towards right now.
He's moving towards that pit mine. Does Puppypaw have enough to deal with that? He is adding in some sofas now as well.
A long walk back home if you don't have enough stuff to deal with what's in front of you. Beasty, though, does have a pretty formidable mass. He's got to be mindful of the few jabs that Puppypaw has. But it's enough there, at least for Puppypaw to shoo away what Beasty has for the time being. And now we start looking kind of ahead to what Castle Age might bring us. Both players still in feudal, still got a minute or two to consider. Beasty's got about half the gold he needs. Meanwhile, Puppypaw mostly just reinvesting everything, waiting for that cow boom to kind of carry the lead up into castle. But for the time being, just producing units on both sides.
Yeah, and Beasty looks to be going just for that all-in with the military units. In feudal age, not really thinking about an age up, at least not yet. Looks like he first wants to achieve at least a little bit more pressure in the feudal age. The issue is, of course, Puppypaw, his cow boom already almost complete.
That's the
Just
problem
so
with
much
this
value
kind of
tricking.
play. It just feels like by the time you get a big enough mass to actually do much, Malians are just online.
Little right there, one sofa, able to take down one villager here.
Is one sofa worth one bill?
Eventually.
11 minutes in? Eventually? Okay.
Yeah. If you think about it, like you think of a villager as 40 resources a minute.
Takes it so many minutes for it to make it valuable, worth it. Yeah, okay.
In
okay.
5 minutes, it's going to be worth it.
That's a good way of looking at it. Okay. Like, I know that intrinsically, but sometimes you just like the initial trade-off. And you're right, everything in this game really is a battle of resources traded and expended, right? Like, when you're going to get the reinvestment in that, when are you going to get the payback for your investment in somewhere else? It's an interesting way to look at it. Ooh, sofa though, that is not a return on investment if Puppypaw throws those into the spears.
Yeah, he's missing a couple limbs. Still healthy, though. And both players behind this looking for an age up. Beasty, though, having a lot more military units. But Puppy... Oh, Beasty has to be really careful here with the movement. Puppypaw is going for the engagement. Javelin Thrower is doing a great job at focusing down the archers. And Beasty can't get away.
Yeah, he's stuck fighting this whether he likes to or not now. He's dove in, he's committed.
He's got
Archer's
a lot more
going down
spearmen, though.
very quickly. Yeah, he's got the better front line, but the back line is better for Puppypaw. And the tricky thing is he can't really push too far in because the town center is going to help defend against those spears.
Yeah. Beasty now gets the age up in. Puppypaw similarly, though. And this is where it starts becoming really, really, and I can't stress this enough, incredibly difficult for the Chinese in this matchup, because Beasty didn't manage to do any damage to Puppypaw. Any damage. And Puppypaw is about to have a ton of food income. Beasty's food income is only going to get worse for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, that farm transition is going to be the big catalyst here. Once the deer run out, which, I mean, Beasty's using a lot of those deer to get himself into the castle age. The nice thing about the cow boom, again, is that it's giving you food as you're investing more into it. So it's helping you get to castle age, whereas Beasty's using these deer to get into castle age, and then what? Whereas for Puppy, that's an investment that just continues to pay dividends. And this is why this matchup is so hard for Chinese and for Zhu Shi. And for a lot of matchups, and for a lot of other civs, really.
Yeah. And now all the cheap veterancy upgrades also coming in, so Puppypaw, he's saving a ton of resources with these upgrades that are coming in now. Also coming in a lot quicker than they normally would. Gets the information on where Beasty's military is, and Beasty immediately going for the monk play. Is he gonna start picking up relics, or is he immediately gonna start going for the sacred site capture is the question, though. Monk is coming out. Oh, is this a potential pick-off there for Puppypaw?
Oh, no.
Ah, the military is in position. He's not gonna get the monk.
There. He's good, he's good. Ooh!
Almost.
Came close, though. Came close.
Yeah, very close.
The body blocking almost made that very unfun, but it's lucky there.
So far,
I should say
still
Puppypaw
running
got
around.
a little unlucky.
Puppypaw actively eating from the cattle there. Needs to bridge the gap a little bit for those villagers.
Is he pro scouting around the wall? Oh, that's okay. He's going through.
Yeah, it's from
First, I had a weird like mental trip where I thought yellow was Puppy for a moment, and I was like, wait, what am I looking at? Got myself a little crossed up there. That was Beasties, of course. I can tell my colors apart, I promise.
Beasty up to 26 archers. Also getting poison arrows in now for Puppypaw. Similar archer count. Overall numbers, though, favoring Beasty.
Well, now he's got the Sacred Side as well.
Oh, villagers
So
need
a
to
little
run
extra
away.
gold. I mean, if you're Beasty, do you decide to put maybe the Barbican up top at some point? Go into Song Dynasty?
He's already got the middle captured. He could also start just sending a couple of villagers over to stone, but yeah, Barbican in the middle, that's definitely an option here for him. We're now at the point where he's kind of run out of the deer on his side. He might still get in a couple every now and then. He is actually actively producing scouts. That's a very good move. Because typically what we see players do is they just sort of stop making scouts at one point when they've been picked up, and they just kind of don't go for these deer eventually. But Beasty did reinvest into that, so he is eventually still going to get another spike of food income in.
Which is, I mean, that could be the difference, right? Sometimes delaying that a little bit, it sounds almost counterintuitive to say, but if you can force yourself to manage with a little bit less throughout this and maybe force yourself to start trickling some farms in instead of having to do a full committed transition, that can maybe help ease that transition a little bit. If you don't want it to be like a light switch, you want it to be like a sunrise as far as farm transitioning.
Fight's being taken, javelin throws, just kind of a meat shield here. They don't take that much damage from the spearmen or from the archers. They will eventually get taken down, but now the spearmen also been cleaned up. That means the Sofas, they got a clear target now.
They're just going to do a lot of damage. Yeah. This is a tough fight for Beasty. He's got some lancers coming in. And thankfully for him, the Donzos are gone, so they can at least stand and fight. But again, the poison arrow is doing a lot of residual damage.
Beasty's gonna have to fall back. He also doesn't have full control of the middle yet. There's no keep there. Barbican of the Sun just now getting dropped, but honestly, Barbican, it's not that imposing of a landmark.
Not in Castle Age, no. And not when you got a massive sofa like this coming on your heels. This is really tricky for Beasty. He needs to hold. I don't know if he's gonna have enough units for this. This is very, very precarious. He's gonna try and hope to distract them a little bit if he can. Move them away from the Barbican as best he could.
He's continuously messing up the archers, but archers don't do damage against Sofa. The additional armor from the imported armor is just too much. Barbican finishes up, villagers jumping inside. Hopes to get at least a little bit more buffer. It's just continuous Sofa production. He can't kill the Sofas quickly enough. Now he's just standing on the sacred side, getting the decap in 100%.
This feels pretty bad. And this is, we've seen this again, tale as old as time here. Malians doing what Malians do best. If you don't find a way to slow them down or outboom them, they just do this. And it can be kind of frustrating because it's like, what can you do? Like the Civ is, I agree with you. This Civ is so good. It's very hard to deal with in this kind of matchup.
100%. Decap has come through. Beasty took most of the relics behind this. But
That's a good plus.
It is a good plus. The issue is that Malians, in theory, is 20 villagers with the pit mines, make it like 28, 29-ish villagers ahead of you still.
Yeah. I'm wondering if maybe going for the clockwork, astronomical clock tower would have been better. The nest of bees to take care of the archers. I feel like that might have been the better play here.
Yeah, typically it's the one way China can win on 1TC up against Malians, because eventually the food's going to run out, so you just start making siege instead.
Yeah, I feel like that... Well, I'm a little surprised that he went for the landmark he did. I'm curious as to the idea, or what the thought process behind it would be. Because it feels like he needs something to deal with. Well, maybe he just didn't expect to see mass archers, though. I mean, that's also a thing. You kind of expect Sofa. You don't necessarily expect masked archers from Malians when they've got javelins and Donzo and Sofa. So maybe it was just a really good read from Puppypaw.
Yeah, villagers now getting taken down. I feel like the Imperial Palace on this map is a little bit of a trap, because there aren't that many like roads to your base, that many ways to get into your base in order to like raid. So the bonus like line of sight isn't that strong anyways, and the vision on your opponent's villagers, especially against the Malians, kind of doesn't matter because they're just going to cow boom anyways, and they're going to be safe. Villagers, actually, like the one sofa here.
Oh, it's so much damage.
Yeah.
20 kills to 4. I think this game is just over at this point.
It doesn't look doable at this point for a comeback. There is an SFBs coming in now, though. And Siege in the hands of
my dad would
Beasty.
say, might be a day late and a dollar short, though. Although, I mean, if he gets these archers too far away from the sofa, maybe he could do something here. They're diving pretty deep. I don't know that Puppypaw has
more
good vision of
villagers
that.
on the berries getting found out. Oh, that's just too much.
That will low, not gonna happen.
I mean, maybe if that
Just
went off.
27 to 5. I feel like there's just not a lot you can do, especially when the cow
And
boom
now
is
the
full
sofa.
effect at this point. Yeah. Tough game. Tough game against a really tough matchup, I think.
Yeah. That is a rough one. One SFBs coming in up to 3 now. Is able to force Puppypaw out of his base for now. Got a 15 villager lead with the cow boom as well. 400 to almost 2,000 food per minute.
That's the real story right there. 2,000 to 400 food is just insane. The disparity is just... nobody, no matter how good of a player they are, could overcome a difference like that. Doesn't matter who would take over the reins at this point or who or what. No one can overcome this kind of an edge, I think. Barring the fact that maybe Puppypaw could just completely fall asleep at the wheel or something, you know? Maybe he just completely sits on his hands for a minute or two, but as it looks right now, Puppypaw continues to close us out.
Oh.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't do anything catastrophic, like dive into the Wololo halfway through. Again, Beasty noted
making
for
the
his
engagement difficult.
excellent... Yeah, Beasty is an excellent defensive player.
Oh,
We
that's
should
the
have
wraparound.
it be known, but yeah, like we were saying, it's just too much. And he could drag it out as long as he wanted to there, but I think he's a good enough player to know, like, yeah, GG's, we'll go next. And so that's how our Puppy takes game 1 there.
That's one of the difficult things when you're playing as the Chinese there as well, right? Like, it's one of the stronger picks, so losing with an arguably very strong pick kind of sets you up for a rough draft from this point onward. But he still has a good draft, even after like losing with Chinese. Like, Beasty's got a pretty good draft.
Yeah. You know, sometimes, and again, we've been diving into the last couple games we kind of dove into. We didn't really get into the weeds of the draft as much. And it really is such a massive, massive part of tournament play is drafting well and getting good matchups. Because at this level of play, the matchups do matter. I mean, a really exceptional player can overcome a bad matchup. And we do see that, of course, all the time. But at the same time, if you've got two players who are vying to be one of the best players, if not the best player in the world, the matchups matter. They do. And getting favorable matchups makes your life just that much more easy. And in this case, I think Puppypaw did have the better civ in this matchup and utilized it in that way. And the spawn was good for him too. It wasn't a bad spawn or anything. Was just able to play the game the way he wanted to play it. And there's just not a whole lot that Beasty could have done outside of what he did. I mean, maybe you try an out eco, maybe you try like a 2TC thing and try to out boom what Puppy does. But again, then he just changes his game plan to match. So a tough loss, but thankfully that's why it's not a one game series, right? That's why we play multiple to see who comes out on top.
Exactly, and next up is going to be Kalorger. We're getting Mongols in for Beasty up against the Delhi from Puppypaw. That's an interesting one, mainly because Kalorger, there's a lot of raiding opportunities. There's not that much food out on, or not out on the map, but like inside of your base. So players are kind of forced to move out a little bit. That's not something that Delhi is really used to. Moving out on the map for food, that is something for the poorer civilizations that, don't get Pro Scout for free.
This is what we're talking about too, about like matchups. Like this seems like a Mongol favorite matchup on this map in particular, right? Like the ability to force, again, Delhi, everyone knows that Delhi's weak spot is its food. Like you can starve them a little bit. Right after about 10, 12 minutes, they start starving. It's going to get really hard for them because they're so good at pumping the units. You got to have the resources to do that. And I think Mongols could do a really good job into this. We'll see how it goes. I think this is definitely a good spot for Mongols to be played.
Yeah, I think like baseline, the matchup isn't that good for Mongols on any other map, but in
on this map,
It hits different on this map.
Yeah, and purely because of the food as a consideration, right? Purely because of that. Now, we say that there is a little extra food in the base. You got that deer pack that's always right behind your TC. That is kind of nice. So you got a little bit of a buffer. I guess for Puppypaw, the job is, okay, you've got a little extra food to start. You've got to be aware of like the 10, 12 minute mark when that starts drying up. What's your plan? Are you going to be able to secure the food well enough? Do you play for water? Do you do something like, how do you go about that? That's going to be the crux of this game coming up.
Exactly. I mean, with the opportunity here, if you got a nice build for the Delhi on water, it can be very strong for them as well. Delhi is one of those civilizations that you can't play Dark Age aggro against on these hybrid maps because their fishing ships, they shoot arrow. They shoot arrows, and they also have more health, so it takes a little bit longer to take them down. You can counter repair, of course. You do damage to spearmen, and yeah, just being able to have like sort of having like military on water in the Dark Age, it's quite strong. It's quite strong. There's also some interesting like play around the water because they made it so that the first dock that you place immediately spawns a scholar similar to a mosque. So if you got good macro, there's some excellent opportunities there. We're jumping in now to our game number 2 between Beasty and Puppypaw here on Kalorgar. And looks like Beasty immediately went for the TC placement. Has a nice TC placement, actually, next to the gold, next to the stone.
That's pretty good. And the 2 stragglers right there on top of it. Right? I mean, that's a nice spot. I wonder how much like going for Delhi seems like a interesting pick on this map, given the resources. And there is a lot of food on the map, so I think that's like a plus for why you'd go Delhi. I'm looking at those civs that Puppypaw had, and I'm not sure what civ I'd prefer more for him on this one as well. So it's always interesting to think about the draft and the choices and what they think of going into these tournaments as to how they're going to play the draft and how they respond to it. It's one of those things, it's hard to really get into the weeds on it without knowing the workings of their minds, though. Beasty checking the water, looking to see if there's any early dock. Doesn't find one. Nope, dock so far from Puppypaw. He's not on that side. Looks like it's going to be the other side. Oh, we still there, Crackety? We still there?
Back
Hello?
again.
Oh, you're back. Oh, good. Yep, dock is on the north side instead of the south side. Beasty will probably find it eventually, but check the south side first. Didn't find anything. Kind of a nice little spot right there in the middle with all those 4 or 5 fishing nodes.
Yeah, so that's a good amount of food income now coming in as well, courtesy of those fishing ships. And am I deceiving me, or when did that fix come in? Looks like the fishing ships don't get counted as military anymore. They get portrayed as military, but not being shown as military. They're being shown as economy units. Progress.
Good change. Good change. Thank you, devs. That's the kind of improvement we like to see in this game.
Caster UI getting updates. I'm all for that. Yeah, BC just going to be going for that fast feudal age. Question is, what is going to be the follow-up after that? Is he going to be going immediately for a Mangadai play, potentially? Is the option. Would help him just immediately putting pressure on Puppypaw.
And again, we said this map is super open and easy to raid. I mean, Mangadai would be exceptionally good at just looping circles around the space.
And just in general, being able to put on a lot of pressure. Puppypaw did also invest into a mosque next to the dock, so is getting that efficient production upgrade in now as well. Still a little bit further off of getting to that feudal age play now.
Yeah, that's kind of the detriment of going for water early. Is it'll springboard you later on, but you do put yourself at a bit of risk early.
This villager needs to get... Actually, he doesn't need to get pulled back. There's a scholar inside of the dock, so that could always just get pulled in order to, you know, do a little bit of healing there. And there it is. Scholar just needs to... Yep, we go.
Easy. Smart play.
Villager does not need to get pulled back. But the scholar is actually leaving. He's out.
He's gonna... Peace out. All right, fix your boo-boos. Don't come back. No second chances.
Oh, another wall also getting put up there next to the sacred site. Now, this is an interesting one because not only do you stop ships from coming into like your side of the river there, but also you set yourself up for a potential square wall around the sacred sites later on.
Oh, that's
To just
actually a
make sure-
brilliant insight. That's actually
Yeah.
that's so smart. I'm kind of kicking myself. I didn't think of that first. That's actually such a brilliant idea.
We're probably not going to see that happen.
No, but a man can dream, right? And it's not even a meme. It's just a dream.
Dream that's going to stay a dream.
Yeah, probably. Oh well. It was a good dream at least.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Oh,
There's
we're
those
getting
arrow ships that we were talking about. There we go. Saying, hey,
some
by the
fishing ship
way,
arrows.
we can do this
We can
too.
shoot. Yeah. They
Well,
don't
there's-
shoot arrows, just one arrow each. Oh, but looks like the villager is still gonna go down. There's no scholar nearby for the healing. Aye, first villager kill of the game due to a Khan, no less.
That
Unfortunate.
feels bad. And that's a villager that was already healed too. That Khan's been working hard for that kill.
Age Up has now come in. Beasty indeed did go for the manga die. And the Deerstone's already moving forward. Scout is going to be able to get out alive, not getting taken down. Textiles is being researched now as well, so Puppypaw is going to realize that raiding opportunities are going to be there for Beasty. Tries to minimize any
Yeah.
potential damage avenues for that.
I think that's worth the Vil. I mean, you lose out on the production of a Vil for it, but I think that's when you know you're going to get raided. Better to lose production of one Vil than to lose many Vils. And I like the little short wall here. Again, this is how you stop these kind of annoying raids, the small walls and the static defenses. Because right now they're going to do circles around your base. Eventually you can close that off. And I think, Puppypaw's going to need to do that because Beasty's going to be relentless here.
Yeah, we're now also seeing the stables coming in, so Gazi Raiders on the menu. There's Deerstones.
Very aggressive Deerstones right in
Yeah,
your base.
just scouting. Puppypaw isn't
placed
letting
down.
that one get up, though. Oh, never mind, now he is.
Or maybe he will. Very aggressive stance from Beasty. Posturing here, saying, hey, I'm out for blood. You got a game off me once, but I'm done. I'm here for blood. I'm here to try and win this one. Very aggressive. Again, this is like, we were worried about Delhi being boxed in here. It just feels a little too easy with that wrap around behind the wood line.
Yeah, and
I'm
Puppypaw,
taking the damage.
he always has to idle the villagers just a little bit whenever those Mangadai come in. Has to respect it, else he might lose villagers for it. Beastie behind this has added in a single Kashik, so as a front line, does have that available to him. More Kashiks now coming in as well, and might be getting the next villager kill. Yep, one villager kill is coming in. At the same time, also a villager kill on the other side, though. Takes down the villager on the river.
That's a good tit for tat. That's exactly what Puppypaw needs to do. You can't let Beastie get too far ahead of you or he'll run away with the whole thing. But again, relentless, like I said, he's just going to keep coming back for more and more. He's going to keep him with the Deerstones right there. Gosh, really making things tough for Puppy on the defensive side, but gets a Vil of his own, like you said, so that will help. And he does have the water. He's definitely ahead economy-wise right now.
Yeah, for the time being, does have a nice eco lead there. Gazi Raiders need to be careful, though. Can take that 1v1 up against the archer ship. Gonna need to run back, get some healing in. And yet again,
Ooh,
villagers gonna be able to survive.
This is very off topic, but I kind of wish you could shoot down the Khan's bird. You should have like 10 HP. You should be allowed to shoot it down if you have like a ranged unit. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun
Gazi
interaction.
Raiders. It's always nice for the Gazi Raiders just being able to fall back and heal up again. If these were normal horsemen, like that would be kind of like end of the line for them. They've lost their limbs. They're just like sitting in the saddle at that point in time. Another raid coming in. Not finding any
again,
damage immediately.
Power of healing units. I mean, being able to get infinite value out of your units like that if you choose to do the micro for it. So good. It's close right here. Another one goes down. They were too busy patching up the boo-boos. They let one of the civilians die, and now there's enough of them, though. They can kind of outpace. Of course, the Mega Die are going to keep sniping down. Eventually, it becomes not very tenable, but...
Oh, this is pain.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough, because movement speed that those Mongols get sometimes is so tricky to deal with. That's, again, why static defenses are kind of the best option, is you can't ever catch up to Mega Die that are determined to run away from you.
The issue as well is that Puppypaw, he doesn't have a blacksmith, so he doesn't have the +1 pierce armor. And now wrap around on the... Oh, it's just sneaking out there.
Not a care in the world. Landmark just walking right behind your base.
Just passing through. It could have been a great catch there. For Puppypaw, potentially.
Yeah, not quite enough units to get the surround, it seems.
More Keshiks coming in behind this. No immediate move out yet. Oh, finds the villagers, but Puppypaw realizes in time, pulls them back towards the TC. Sacred Side actually captured up. Finally, Puppypaw might be getting some passive gold income. Start getting some more scholars out onto the map.
Yeah, he desperately needs it. And his macro has been really good otherwise. I mean, he needs more resources, but he's been spending it as fast as he's been getting it. So he's been making the most of every bit he gets.
Looks like this time the Deerstones might be getting taken down. Puppypaw still without a blacksmith, unable to get that pierce armor upgrade in. And some Manga Die for the time being, still going to be able to do a great amount of damage up against them.
Aussie Raiders in the back of Beastie's base, looking around on the bottom river, looking for some kind of damage to be done. Beastie's aware of it, though, and is sending units you can see on the map. They're going to find a fishing ship. It's going to hide away just in time. Oh, no, they got it, though, in time. It collapses inside the dock.
Typically, that's where you would be able to repair it, but not coming in this time around.
Deerstone's just
the dry dock,
trudging on through. Oh, man. Slowest car I've ever seen. If I were driving behind that car, I'd be getting very upset. I'd be like...
Fishing ship.
Road rage.
Yeah, that fishing ship reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean. Just barely making it back to harbor, but still sinking.
Still sinking, yep. Speaking of just barely making it back to harbor, those Deerstones just slowly moving around. That's a very funny sight to see.
And the Ghazi Raiders still around, looking for additional raiding opportunities. As the name implies. There's one archer ship there for Puppypaw. Is it going to be enough to deter Beasty from going for the aggressive here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, never mind. There's also the fishing ships being pulled for the aggro.
Pew, pew, pew. Just little shots, but it's enough.
Same time, archer ships also coming in on Beasty's side. Ghazi Raiders have to be careful. Beasty behind us, though, looking for an age up.
Yeah, he's very, very close. He could buy it right now if he just had the ability to trade out some of that gold. Yeah, Kurlager is such a messy map. As we see Ghazi running straight to the gold. Does BC see this? Not quite in time. He's going to lose maybe one or two.
Not losing that many, actually. Doesn't lose one.
Down. Oh, I
Did he have textiles?
At least one. He must have.
Didn't take any damage at all. No textiles. They rarely took it. Yeah, just not having the blacksmith upgrades as well. Like, one of the villagers surviving with just a sliver of HP. That's like the difference between having +1 damage and not having it. Stepper down coming in, double stables coming up as well.
We gonna see a fast imp play here, do you think?
Nah, I think he's just gonna full send it with Keshiks.
Yeah.
Goes for another attempt of aggression.
I mean, he's got 500 gold already in the bank as well. He doesn't nearly have the food, though, so... There's the option on the table at any rate. Keshik doing pretty good. Now, this is a tricky thing where Ghazi Raiders... They get the bonus to heavy units, but when you've got Keshik that are healing on you as well, it feels like it's kind of a wash as far as who's better.
Yeah.
At any rate, Castle Age Keshik would definitely take care of them.
Sometimes we think that, but then when the actual fight happens, the Ghazi Raiders always do way better than people expect.
It's true. That's true. They're not something to be sneezed at. I feel like the numbers, though, look pretty good for Beastie.
They're not looking bad.
Puppypaw is just spread out, is what it really is. He's got more units. They're just spread out. If you were to gather all 29 of those and send them in one spot, it'd be pretty good for him.
Gazi Raiders making their way back to the base. Could get healed up a little bit. Puppypaw out on the resources on the map. Needs to be careful.
I think Puppypaw is looking to go castle for himself here in a second.
Yeah, most definitely. Resource getting accrued behind this. Needs to be careful on the gold, though. Villagers need to pull back. They haven't pulled back. There we go. This might be just a little bit too late. And Beasty is jumping on the opportunity.
Couple of dropped villagers there. It's 5-2, so mostly even. And again, Puppypaw, for a while there, was ahead on the fishing eco. And now it looks like Beasty has kind of covered that ground himself. We do see
fight being taken.
Keshik's taking the fight here against the Gazis. And like you said, they do pretty good
He's walled in!
against these still.
The quick wall!
The quick wall! Oh my goodness, they're trapped. Nowhere to go. And the body block up front. This
Puppypaw, he's cleaning him up!
And
oh my god. Perfect. Perfect.
I'm going to start calling you Lisan Al-Gaib because you called it. The Ghazi do a lot better than expected. And to be fair, I said the same thing when as soon as you gathered all 26 of those together, being able to body block with the quick wall, a huge, huge blow right as Beasty hits into Castle Age.
That was massive. Now Puppypaw in a good spot. Beasty, though, the king of raiding, is moving out, and raid he will. He's about to find, what is that, a dock and villagers or a dock and fishing ships, depending on what it is. Might be a good damage avenue or not. Oh, he is finding the villagers on the berries. That is a good damage avenue for sure. Gets a charge in. Puppypaw immediately realizes, though, pulls the villager away. Does have textiles, so no villager going down, at least not immediately. Gazi Raider there to defend. They're just watching for the time being, though. A bit sadistic. Puppypaw needs to be careful. There's demo ships in queue. Demo ships in queue. Another demo ship in queue. Oh my god, he got the connection!
Goodness, we missed it! Oh, we missed it! Wait, that's twice we've missed a really big explosion. Is that enough to make up the loss that he just had, though? Military numbers are still solidly in Puppypaw's favor, but that was a great, great way of bringing this back. I mean, if there's any kind of way where you kind of hit for tap, find a way back in the game, and getting a demo ship explosion on all those Ghazi is a huge first step as the House of Learning now comes down for Puppypaw to match the Castle Age. A lot of those guys look kind of weak. He's going to be glad he has the Scholars there to heal them back up.
Yeah, we'll get the healing in, and Beasty at the moment with only Keshiks means that, you know, War Elephants. They're free real estate.
Free real estate.
Pretty free real estate, yeah.
Ah, man. That might have just saved. If Beasty wins this, it's going to be because he came back. But
yet again.
Catching us at the right time. Villagers running for the town center.
Gazi Raiders coming in.
We'll keep him alive.
That
Man,
looks
some
like it.
tight plays here.
Yukon rises. Behind this, Beasty. What's the next plan here? He kind of stopped producing. Is he trying to get crossbows in, or is he just YOLO?
He looks really close to a fast imp, like I was saying. He's got the gold for it. He just needs the food.
Oh, villagers need to evacuate here. More Gazi raids coming in. They're just not killing the Keshiks fast enough. Now with the age up, potential of elephants.
Elephants and upgraded Ghazi.
They just can't kill him quickly enough.
I'll say that won't be the case here in a little bit once they get upgraded into Castle Age. Just have more raiding, and this is exactly what Beasty does well. Is he is a really good at he's good at defensive play, but he's also really good at raiding these small little batches of units. He just constantly poking and prodding, keeping Puppypaw in this side of the map and not in Beasty's base, which is going to help hopefully for Beasty buy him enough time to get up to Imperial Age, which looks like exactly what he's saving up for right now.
Veterancy on the Ghazi still out a little bit. More villagers going down due to these raids. Yeah, Beasty doing a fantastic job here when it comes to raiding, and yeah, setting himself up for that Imperial Age play now.
More villagers going down. Every single villager he kills is just helping him extend this game and give him time he needs, although he's lost a good number as well. And how big was that demo to cut and cull down the number of Ghazis for the time being? I mean, there's still 32 in the field. It would have been like 50.
Oh! Kane.
Going for it again.
Almost again. Almost.
Puppypaw saying, fool me once, shame on you, or fool me twice, shame on me. Will not be fooled twice on that one. At least not today, not right this second. That was close.
There's 4 Keshiks alive at the moment for Beasty. Make that 2. 34
Ooh.
Ghazi Raiders. Can Beasty still just raw dog the fast Imperial Age follow-up? It's gonna get seen. It's spotted.
It's not.
It is
man.
so
There's
spotted.
No way.
There, yeah, it can't be, right?
There's no way this goes up. I mean, he's got 26 villagers on it. In come the Ghazis from across the map, fighting towards it. Instead, these ones are gonna go for the ships right there. Deal some damage while they can. Even if he gets into Imperial Age, I don't know that
big damage.
the Cognate Palace is gonna give him enough to survive an onslaught of 30+ Ghazi Raiders.
Yeah, that is the issue. It's not going up. It is not going up. The greed was just a... Okay, come on. What is this? Outback Octagon 4? What is with these outposts here? But there's Knights follow-up now as well. Already 9 Knights in. The Scholars also getting picked up.
Losing the Keshiks in that surround was just such a huge swing of value. Even though he got the demo ship off and kind of cut some of the Ghazis back,
he needs
it was
to
just too easy for
building.
Puppypaw to get more. He's going to try and finish it. I don't know if it's going to go up. It's still got such a long way to go.
He can stay forever with the Scholar healing underneath the TC. There's no outpost in the immediate vicinity. Beasty's pulling the villagers, but there's just no way for this age up to finish off. 5 Keshiks. The pathing isn't doing them any favors now. BC tried. He really tried getting that age up in. But at the end of the day, it is just not enough. The outpost in now as well. Ring around the Rosie, around the outpost, around the TC. Actually,
so many sprinkled centers. Oh
I think Puppy needs to retreat a little bit and just burn down the age up. Because right now, these emplacements are kind of cooking him alive.
Honestly, there's a lot of sprinkled emplacements. It's just raining
It's a good
hellfire
amount of
down.
sprinkled
More
emplacements,
villagers
yeah.
come from the outside, coming back in.
Repair comes in as well.
What are we watching?
Destruction by Springles from the looks of it. Puppypaw.
No way.
Oh no, yeah, okay, suddenly?
Just like that, you're telling me there's a chance.
No way,
Yeah,
man,
I
no
said earlier,
way.
Beasty is an incredibly good defensive player. When you couple that with, let me just toss everything I have under all the sprinkled towers. Now, again, he may get into Imperial Age. Where does he go from here, though?
0 food per minute, 0 wood per minute, almost no gold outside of the relics per minute. But he has a dream.
Where does he go from here?
He's got conviction. He's got a game plan. Can he make
In the
it
wise
happen?
words of Crackety, don't let your memes be dreams. He's losing the relics. He's losing what gold he had. It's kind of smart packing it up and running, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to get to Imperial Age. He's in Imperial Age. He's got no food.
He's there.
He's there.
Who needs food when you get free units?
There we go. There we go. Does he at least have the upgrade?
Oh, he's getting good units. So he's got elite palace guards now, Mangadai as well. So he's not even getting bad units. He's getting good units.
Wait, can we see if he's got the production speed upgrade? Oh my gosh, Gaia's proving to be annoying even still.
Oh no. Any Wollolows? Oh no. Okay, the emplacements are a little bit too much there. BC tried.
Trying to
Oh,
yoink
rather,
the relics.
Puppy tried.
What are we watching? This is... I mean, Kurlager is known for messy games, but this one is standing out above the rest, in my opinion. This has been just...
Yeah.
This is what it looks... This looks like my toddler when she eats her food. Just spaghetti on the table, the floor, her face, the ceiling, you name it. There's just... It's just a mess. This is something.
BC not losing the relics. We're getting Hu Pao in next. So... Yeah, that's the thing. Free siege. Puppypaw, he lost a lot of his scholars. That hurts.
Beasty can stabilize for a bit. Which
I mean,
he probably will do.
He's in a good spot
Open game.
now.
This is a good spot.
It is.
I mean, it was like disastrous. And then Puppy decided to throw everything under those sprinkled towers, of which there were a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
And this is why you don't throw the towel in until you're absolutely dead, right? Because you never know. If you can just hold, maybe your opponent will make a mistake.
The
Maybe
Kaganat can
the
make
cap-
things happen in the worst of ways.
This is...
Second Sacred Site about to be taken. And Puppypaw, he's got a ton of knights. Beasty's now adding in hand cannoneers. Where's he getting gold from? Step Out isn't working, so gold at the moment, it's literally just the 3 relics that he has. That is his gold income. He's using it for
ultimate
hand
credit.
cannoneers. Makes sense.
Ultimate
Because-
credit to Beasty here for holding on to this point. Sorry,
Yeah.
keep going.
it makes sense to go for hand cannoneers even if your gold income is limited, because all other units, they're Castle Age, not Imperial Age. And if you wanted them to be Imperial Age, you'd need to pay a ton for upgrades. So you get a lot more value out of the hand cannoneers there.
And back to where we started. Beasty raiding the back line of Puppypaw. And this is exactly, you want to get back in this game and to get ahead, this is exactly what you do. You're up in age. Now you just got to keep inflicting wounds. Keep Puppypaw busy in his base so he can't keep messing with you as you stabilize up front. This is exactly what you need to do. I mean, the tenacity that Beasty is showing in this game is genuinely impressive. Like, this is some pro-level stuff right here.
Oh, we got an elite Khan there as well. Oh, villagers though.
Oh, no.
Ooh. That's a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage right there. In the blink of an eye, that was like 15 villagers down. I still don't feel like it's over.
It's
this
not
is
over.
still not over.
This is not an over game by any means. The fact that Beasty's in this is miraculous, but man, he cannot take too many hits like those. I mean, he's already
Beasty
on
has
a
a
razor's
second
edge.
Yu Pow.
Yeah.
He's getting a nest of bees in now. But I think we're at that point in time where Puppypaw, like, in between, if he had, like, 2 trebuchets, every single volley would have taken down one of these super strong, well, not super strong, but, like, very annoying outposts there inside of Beasty's base.
Yeah, if Beasty comes back and wins this, this will be one of the games of all time, to use a quote that you say a lot. Goodness. He cannot, I will say, he cannot afford to drop another bunch of village.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's going for it.
Can't afford to keep
He's committing.
That.
Can you commit to this, though? There's so many spearmen. They're not
A lot of spears.
Imperial Age, but... No, I think Puppy's throwing a little bit. Maybe? Maybe not? Maybe?
He's got some archers behind there helping out. I think he's okay.
Nah, he's throwing. That was... I don't think that was a good trade. It's 3 units.
Yeah, that's true. And the idle time's nice. Got a couple more kills. 53 to 20 villager kills.
This is such a rough game. Puppypaw, he's still taking food around the map, but Beasty is doing a great job of actively trying to look for raids.
Puppypaw's running out of
some
food on the
units
water.
on the... Oh, now with cannon placement.
Yeah, the
these are all very...
keep that secure.
Yeah, he needs to heal up those knights. That is so much
they cannot
value
stay.
you can gain from healing them up.
The one thing that Puppypaw really still has going for him is he's got really good map control. But man, Beasty, it's still wide open for Beasty to keep picking off vills after vills.
The house always wins for the deli.
That's a good way to
Cheapest
deny
of
the
outposts.
Mangadai. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that's a Mongol killer, where they can't get into your base and raid. If you can just hide them in the house really quickly, that's one of the fun abilities I really enjoy of Delhi. It's just such a fun, unique defensive strat they have.
Are we getting a third Yu Pow next? Okay, it's gonna be more Mangadai.
For units.
Or is it
does he have that upgrade from the blacksmith? I'm assuming he does.
No, it's
but
horse
there's
archer.
the off chance he doesn't.
Yeah, it's not
where
Mangadai,
his
it's gonna be
blacksmith is
horse
at.
archers, so we're cosplaying as Roos now.
He has gotten the upgrade, which is
partly
probably really helping him out here.
It's necessary. Now, is that going to be a keep here? No, it's not a keep. Puppypaw, what happened to his stone, if he ever had stone? I'm not sure if he had stone. But another raid coming in. This time a lot more villagers go down than last time. And Beasty, he just can't seem to get over 40 villagers. And still, his military count is climbing higher and higher.
That's insane. The question is, how many times can he do this, though, before the wheels finally pop off and he crashes and burns? Like, how long can Beasty keep this up?
As long as the Kaganet Palace stands.
They're saying he can have, like, 0 villagers, and as long as that Kaganet Palace is behind all those towers and pumping, he's good.
It feels like at the moment we're now getting Roost Knights in as well.
It's true. It does feel like that right now. I'll give you that. It does feel like it.
Looks like we're also getting potential keeps in next. Puppypaw, we now got a very solid amount of archers. The Nest of Bees, though, already has Imperial Age upgrades. If there's a second Nest of Bees, he can start one-shotting the archers.
I'd like to see Puppypaw build another dock instead of this long distance fishing he's got going on. Really needs to look at long-term food solutions. I don't know if he's got a huge farm transition. He's out in the field on berries. He needs to start thinking about long-term, like, is he gonna have enough food? He's got 1,400 a minute right now, but you don't want to be caught.
Okay, Puppy's preparing for the all-in. Puppy's preparing for the all-in keep drop. The issue is there's already 2 Hugh Pows.
He's down in age, and that's starting to matter now. Upgrades are mostly all in now for Beasty. He's down in age. He's got the better eco and the better economy technically, but it's a big military mass from Beasty. This is starting to look pretty okay for Beasty. He's up to 41 or 52 military, and that's Imperial age.
Now archers are trying their best. Petering off, but the front line, the Roost Knights, they are very, very strong at holding the line there, not taking too much damage here. 35 archers. Need to focus down the spearmen for the Knights to be able to engage. And still the Huey Power just continuously sniping out these buildings. That's a lot of bounty actually going towards Beasty. Villagers.
He's got a chance here.
Mr. B's firing off as well. Knights, I think
AK gold would be huge. I mean,
man, Beasty really hit the jackpot. Another round of Roost Knights coming in. Already up to 16 Cav Archers. Keep now going up, but we know the story. The Hugh Pow is already there.
This is starting to look
4 minutes left on the sacred side.
He's down in age. He's been stuck in the castle age for too long. He's out of gold.
He needs to go for a surround. Needs to go for a surround with the Knights. Needs to choke him out somehow in a fight, get a complete surround, and I feel like that's just about the only way for Puppypaw to win a fight here. It's crazy, Beasty on like 30 less villagers. No, he's pulling the villagers as well. Ain't no way.
Over.
No.
Oh,
you don't tell me you do that. Why is there boss music playing?
Pulls him back. He pulls them back. That sounded like a desperation
taken,
for a
but
moment.
the Knights, they go down so quickly.
Nesta Beast just carving through the archers. Meanwhile, the keep is on fire behind this. Hui Pow doing what they do. This is looking very bad for Puppypaw.
Tragedy for him, yeah. You feel like the game has been won, but no, he realizes he cannot win this one against the Kaganet. Look at the economy count here, but no, Mongol's too strong with that constant production, and the set gets evened out by Beasty.
I feel like I'm in shock right now watching that. And I'm sure Puppypaw probably feels kind of the same. It was like, you felt like you were on the cusp of it. I mean, that surround of the Keshiks on the back wood line felt like a death blow. Then Beasty got kind of lucky with the demo ships. Got a number of Gazis pulled back, bought himself some time, kept the rating up. Cognate Palace finally goes burr. And then by just holding in sheer tenacity, give Beasty his flowers, he has tied this series 1-1.
Yeah, Puppypaw potentially feeling a little bit scammed after that one, but in the end, I mean, the results is all that matters. But next up, we're going to be moving over to Frisian Marshes, and it's Tuklak Dynasty coming in here for Puppypaw. Beasty with the House of Lancaster.
If you had to pick 2 civs that are like the most disliked to play against, would these 2 be the top of the list? Tuklak and House Lancaster? Are these people's like least favorite to see on ladder? At least one of them, you think?
We just saw one of them, the most hated civilizations to be played up against, which is, you know, both Mongols and Delhi, kind of like Mongols, at least in the past, I want to say, like 2-3 years back, Mongols probably were the most hated civilization. Back when the Khan still did like 4 damage in Dark Age, and outposts only cost 70 wood for them. I think other civilizations still paid 100.
That's true. Mongols definitely are still a villain, but if I had to have a top 3 or 4, maybe top 5, I think these 2 coming up, House of Lancaster and Tukulak, I feel like both of these are rather despised at the moment. You know, I mean, Lancaster is weird to
play against. Tukulak is weird to play against, but they're perceived as not that strong overall in meta gameplay.
I think House of Lancaster is play different against, though.
Yeah, it's definitely very annoying. Like when they work and the healing elephants like power through, you despise every minute in that game.
if I were to rank like which civs feel the worst to play against, I feel like, yeah, I think you're right. Mongols has been up there for a very long time. Laos Lancaster's had its gripes, very well known and documented. I think Tugalok is probably, at least of the new civs that have come in the DLC, is definitely the most, not that people dislike the civ, but you dislike going against it because of the healing elephants and the shenanigans that ensues. But yeah, Frisian Marsh is coming up here. What are your predictions for this one? What do you think?
Honestly, like the way Tukluk scales with these pawns as well, I do really like Tukluk here in this
Yeah.
one. I genuinely think like they're very scary to face off against, and having healing with the healer elephants against the civilization, like the House of Lancaster. I think against House of Lancaster you need to have like very high value units available in Feudal
Mhm.
Age, and Tukluk kind of ticks those boxes.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, the elephants are tanky, of course. Yeah, we'll see how it goes down as we start into tied series game number 3, one apiece. Puppypaw in the red as Tugalok Dynasty, Beasty in the yellow as House of Lancaster here on Frisian Marshes. Villager immediately walking out, heading towards, I believe, a dock, or no, going forward. Hello, where's he going? Going to that dock. Okay, he was trying to get
Yeah,
oriented, trying to figure out where are the water at? Where's the water at? Found
that's
it.
the closest one. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice spot there as well.
It's interesting to me how some maps, while we have a minute here before things get really crazy, some maps always have the same like rotation orientation and the same like permutation. So for instance, like Golden Heights, the pond is always in the east, right? Always. Then you get maps like Frisian Marshes where you don't know which orientation you're looking at. It could be any forward direction.
Hmm. Looks like yeah, Tukluk already getting their first fishing ship in at the moment. He's about to queue up his first. There we go.
Yep.
Pretty even so far between the two. I don't know. To an extent, I kind of like favor the way the Tukluk macro kind of works, especially early on, just because you already have that worker elephant, and it's just so nice being able to have that one right next to the straggler tree and having like maximum efficiency
Yeah.
straight off the bat.
I remember the first time going against them. I had read the patch notes and understood like what the civ could do, but I hadn't internalized the fact that like if they wanted to, they could send those elephants out to go gather more sheep. And so the first time I went out, I ended up riding behind one of the elephants that had taken all the sheep away from me, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" I didn't realize that. I didn't think about it. They're a moving mill; they can capture sheep. I was very irate, needless to say. I feel like it's happening less and less as people just use the elephant more as just a drop-off building as intended.
Scout gets ticketed a little bit by the TC there. Sheep haven't been dropped off yet on either side. Beasty, the first one to move out to gold. Puppypaw hasn't done so quite yet. I think he wants to play this as optimally as possible around the usage of the work elephant. He doesn't want to invest into an additional elephant. So he's just gonna keep most of his villagers on wood. Does he actually have any villagers on food at the moment? Or is he just getting all of his income from the fishing at the moment? Actually, he does go for a second work elephant and is now moving over to gold.
Just delayed it a little bit, probably to get the extra fishing ship or two. Yeah. After all the shenanigans, it amazes me too to see these players at this high level go from such a chaotic game, such long games at times too, and then just to reset a couple minutes later, and we're right back here at the beginning again in Dark Age, doing the same old build orders, just kind of playing it out. The slowdown that happens after all that, but you're also got to re-gear and get going again. I mean, the fortitude of these players and for how long they have to play these sets. I mean, we joke sometimes as casters, we get kind of tired after a long day of casting, but these guys are playing. It's just a lot more effort and a lot more heart palpitations, as it were.
No, behind this. We're already on a good amount of fishing ships so far. Abbey of Kings gonna be first coming in for Beasty now. Puppypaw very close to being able to age up now as well. So timing is very much comparable, and Dome of Faith going to be the name of the game here. No big surprises here.
Yep. To be expected.
It's kind of annoying that the Tower of Victory for the Tuklak only counts for elephants.
I mean, they get so many elephants. The problem with that
don't get tower
is it does shoehorn you into pretty much making only elephants, or it'll be as close to that comp as you can get. I've seen some builds that utilize it. I do think Dome of the Faith definitely is the standard for a reason.
I mean, it's either having access to healer elephants or not having access to it.
Yeah. Moving on to the stone here. Beasty going to get some stone for the manners going. So if you're Beasty, what kind of comp? I mean, what kind of, how are you angling to play this into Tuglok?
I'm guessing just because I think just because we started off with the pond play, the initial build up I want to say is maybe go immediately for Hobblers, just because you have the mobility. You have the ability with the Hobblers to immediately put pressure on those stocks. That's the way I would personally see it, and then down the line you add in additional spearmen as well. Go for like a spearman hobbler, and further down the line just the airmen as well, but in that order.
Both players are now up in age, so the feudal age begins, and it feels like, well, now we play the game. Takes about 6 minutes to get there, but here we are.
Things about to happen now. We are getting a stable in for Puppypaw, so Raider Elephants could be up
unit
on the table. Yeah, we've seen them come in before, and with the additional food income from the fishing, it's much more affordable to mass up a lot of them. And they do kind of shred the Hobblers as well.
Yeah, I don't know that Hobblers would be very good into those. You know, I mean, if you want a horseman unit that can deal with them, you go for the Sengoku Daimyo and go for the horsemen that they have. They do really well into Raider Elephants, but yeah, Hobblers for House Lancaster, not going to be great into that. Probably much more apt just to go raid. Stable coming out for Beasty. There's the first elephant. Man, look how fast those things go. Feels weird to see such a big thing move so quickly. Yeah, 1.6 movement speed. Not too bad for a 1-ton elephant.
They do have very low attack speed, but to be fair, it doesn't matter as much with just the raw mass of damage that they do put out. You're able to kite very effectively with all the bonus movement speed as well. And once the trample comes in, you don't lack consistent damage with them.
Woods Lancaster coming out here. There looks like there's 3 of them now, maybe 4. 4 BC right now. Like we're have the calm before the storm. We're just like waiting for everything to clash here in a second. Woods Lancaster chasing down the scout.
At some point now. Things Puppypaw has the heal elephant. Beasty, whenever he wants to heal up units, he has to run all the way back to his Abbey of Kings. Puppypaw, he can have the healing out mobile. And Hobblers, they do damage to heal elephants. Look at the melee armor the heal elephant has. It's right next to the heal elephant in the base of Puppypaw. It's right next to the Dome of Faith at the moment. Oh, first villager might also be going down, but there's the heal elephant. 3 melee armor. How much damage does a Hobbler do? 6? There's some over there.
Plus
7. 7. So
7. Okay.
It's 4 damage. That's a tragedy right there.
And if you get the +1 armor upgrade, then you're only taking 3. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Not to mention they're just healing the entire time.
Raid about to come in. Puppypaw is going to have to pull these villagers to safety, but it's Hobblers. Chances are they're not going to get a kill. Not in these numbers.
What about the idle time? What about the idle time here? He will try and take down the elephant, though. It's going to run back as well.
Yeah, it's also going to take some time.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of time. Like using acupuncture needles to try and take down a mammoth.
Time being forced on the dock over here. But the Raider Elephants actually do a pretty decent job at taking down buildings as well. Oh, this time around the villager is going to go down, though.
That'll do it. There's +1 for Beasty. That evens up the kill count to 1-1. Yeah, look at that. A lot of damage, especially when you get that many of them, and now the healing. So there's just... This is where this match gets kind of scary. Like, you want to focus on the healer elephant, but as you do that, these guys are just going to be shredding everything and anything they see. Abalars are going to look at that and go, no thank you. Run away from that as the tower is trying to be built up for Puppypaw. And that dock is going to be the first building down.
Yeah, dock gets taken down. Looks like Puppypaw is also trying to take down some of the fishing ships here if Beasty isn't careful and positions the fishing ship inside of the pond rather than on the edges. And now White Tower actually coming in. Oh, Puppypaw, is he about to see this? He sees it!
Oh no. Oh,
he finds it, and there's not enough
timing.
spearmen. I don't think there's enough spearmen. Charge, trample.
Trying to
trample
get
yet.
Point. That could help.
He's trying to burn it down. He's trying to torch it down. It's not enough damage. Almost, but not quite enough.
A scary amount of damage. Once the healer elephant comes in, though, I think it's going to be game
trample.
on.
Maybe trample. Maybe we could get a trample. I would love a good trample now.
He can kill those spears. I think that's enough. The healer
Yeah,
elephant,
I think so too. Like with the
he could have
trample.
made that.
And elephant like squeezed through. I think Puppypaw's just trying to age up as well now, looking at the resource that he has in the bank.
I still think he, I mean, and again, it's a new Civ, so I could be very off on this, but I think with the healer elephant there, I think he could have won that fight and maybe forced Beasty back. It'd have been maybe kind of close, but it was definitely, I think, a window there.
Yeah. Now, Trample doesn't do that much damage, but it allows you to ignore collision, so he could have gotten a perfect engagement in there, in a choke point.
Well, if he can't at least win that fight, at least he finds a fight he can win no matter what, and he's going to try and take down this dock. That'll go down in short supply. Meanwhile, the Hobblear is looking a little battered. They have been just getting chased down relentlessly by these elephants of Puppypaws.
Yeah, House of Learning now also coming in. Now, House of Learning typically wouldn't make a lot of sense, but when you already have 13 elephants, giving a little bit of an additional boost to your elephants, that's something that you can go for. Beasty, though, moving forward, and we do have the Earl's Guards in there as well. Puppypaw is going to have to evacuate the gold mine, at least for the time being. Not a fight that he can take quite yet. The issue as well is, if you don't have gold, like the upgrades for the Tukluk Dynasty, they cost a premium. But they come in incredibly quickly. If you don't have veterancy on your Raider Elephants, then it's going to be much more difficult for you to take these fights. It's not going to be able to afford it.
Losing the healer elephants, kind of a big loss right there. Good pickup from Beasty. He needs, I mean, that's how you stop Tukluk Dynasty. You gotta make sure you don't injure elephants. You gotta kill elephants. You gotta really finish them off. Don't give them the opportunity to stay alive and heal. And getting rid of one of the healer elephants especially, that's an extra good pickup for Beasty.
Beasty now also trying to do some damage here to the docks. Could be getting a demo ship in potentially for Puppypaw. Isn't queuing it. I believe he knows that Beasty's gonna anticipate that, and Beasty does indeed anticipate that. Now moves behind. Archer ships, or rather fishing ships, trying to get some shots up there. They're trying.
They tried. That's what matters. Participation award.
Honest day's work.
And right on to the next one. Yeah, Beasty not willing to let only his naval stuff get messed with.
Oh, at the same time,
Those
dive
elephants?
onto the gold again. What is diving there? Villagers. Being taken down by some spearmen and hobblers.
Good use for them right there.
This hurts
Yeah,
quite a bit.
This is a good raid. More
Very good raid.
knights coming in.
Probably kind of need to respect that one a little bit more there. As the elephant now ready though. We still don't have the upgrade on the Raider Elephant. Beasty behind us. He's starting to take down a lot of the dogs. It's starting to add up. The Raider Elephant though. Doing a good job.
Hobblars fall, and that will be it for them. It's going to be all knights from here on out for Beasty and whatever infantry he decides to make. As we see another dock being torched down. We get the upgrade now for the elephants, so they are now officially castle age. Got their nice little armor on top.
Oh,
demo ship.
Ah, was close.
Ooh, close, but no cigar.
This So a lonesome villager there that could just replace that dog that got taken down. Puppypaw floating a lot of resource at the moment. What's the plan behind that? Nothing yet that comes to mind. Beasty currently still investing more into Spearmen, into Knights. We're now also seeing Knights from Puppypaw. No direct counter unit yet for the Spears, and Elephants do find a single monk that tried to pick up a relic.
I do actually, on the wall, as we see the wool, though, obviously that wasn't going to ever work. I do feel like a good answer to Glock is, if they, especially if they don't have any archers on the field yet, getting the Wolos in on the elephants. You can convert healer elephants. I know that they seem like they should be religious units, but you can convert them and make them yours.
That's crazy.
Yep, I've done it. I didn't win the game, but I was able to do it, and I was able to hold on a lot longer. It was like my first game I played against 2 Glock. I was able to pull that off, and I was like, wait, what? You can convert all elephants in this game, except for maybe the worker elephants.
Interesting.
I don't think those can be transferred
Still
over.
more raids coming in from Beasty. Puppypaw behind this, trying to raid the shorelines, but not being quite as successful as Beasty is raiding the wood line. Our villagers going down. Still no response yet to the spears. We're still seeing more knights from Puppypaw. Crossbows are decent against spears, but they're not really the unit that you want to be making in that situation. Then again, they do work quite nicely against the knights as well. You get like a little 2-for-1 there.
I feel like the composition should be the elephants, the healer elephants, and then go archer spear. I feel like that way you can invest the gold and food into the elephants, and then use the wood you have left over for your archers and spears. I feel like that would be a more effective composition here. But I mean, Puppypaw's a better player than I am, so what do I know? But I feel like I've seen that be an effective comp, because then once the elephants are your frontline tanking, it just gets really hard, especially when all those archers and spears are kind of grouped together. It gets really hard to pick off the spears you're looking for.
Oh no, the crossbows! This is what I've been dreading. The moment where the spearmen just don't care anymore and just charge into the crossbows.
Another heal elephant really close to dying. Woods Lancaster chasing it down as best as they can. It's going to be close, and it's going to turn and probably fight those spears and die. I feel like Puppypaw's taking some pretty big losses here.
He is on the wood line now as well. He's just getting hammered on all sides by these raids.
Oh, big
Raid
Wolo.
elephant. Wolo.
It could work. It could work.
TC getting hit. That was
close.
close.
It was close. That was close. If you just get a couple of spears, just a couple more things on there. The Raider elephants are the hardest to convert, I've noticed.
Rather, the villagers in the TC are getting idled now. We're seeing a keep coming in now.
This is looking rough for Puppypaw.
Looking very rough now. Raider phones making their way back. That's not a situation you want to be in at the moment. If you're Puppypaw at all. 40 spearmen making their way over.
That
and the elephants! The elephants! No!
Not gonna be pretty. No, don't.
Sure, they're elephants, but they're dying. So, oh my god. 3 elephants dying in the blink of an eye. 4 elephants! That is such big value lost there for the army for Puppypaw.
That was ugly.
To the fort.
I feel like Archer Spirit with the healer elephants and then some extra elephants to boot. That's the way to go with this Civ. At least that's worked against me at any rate on the ladder. I mean, that doesn't say a whole lot, but I just feel like the composition that Puppypaw is rocking right now, it just isn't working against mass spears.
Yeah, the raid elephants.
And the healer elephants keep getting caught out alone too.
But fort. Any upgrades in yet on them?
Death ball of spears.
Okay, we got the Governor of Molten. I believe that is the one that gives you food for buildings placed around the fort. No, it actually makes your TC produce faster. Okay, so that's the one. Quite quick, actually. A lot of production speed on there. Beasty, though, he's got a second TC, so he's also scaling in that regard. And the mana coming up as well.
He's going to scale with it. I mean, this is like
Still
this
more
composition of
raids.
spears. You know what actually might work here is, I don't know what production building you make these out of, but I feel like the sprinkled elephants would actually be a kind of a good choice at this point against what Beasty's got. Those things actually can shred.
Sprinkled elephants, they're very expensive though. But I agree. Definitely something. Oh, trample, trample. Oh,
Elephants
okay.
have a hard time getting good body blocks, it seems.
I mean, they definitely
Good raid,
will have
though.
a hard time getting a good body block in when you use trample and start ignoring collision. That's not a recipe for body blocking.
It is a good recipe for killing some vills, though. Kills about 6, 7 right there.
Nice little pick off there.
Yeah,
And little crossbows, they don't stand a chance against the spears.
He's not countering anything with the crossbows.
Wait,
is the
did
problem.
he have villagers on the pawns there? He's losing something on the pawns. There were some villagers. Oh, wait. You got a demo ship hidden?
Oh, was it the same demo ship that was sitting there for a while?
It was.
It's been there for a while. Waiting to get value all this
and
time.
And it did get some good value.
Well, I guess you don't need a... Well, actually, with 54 spears, I still think sprinkled elephants are the play. And that's one of the things, like, this civ is so new. Like, I think it would just be the perfect choice to start popping those out. They can shred.
Yeah.
And I only know about that because I've had them used against me to embarrassing effect.
They do pack a mean punch.
Yeah, they do. They look really funny, too.
Yeah, he's adding in archers now. Beasty has started re-adding in Hobelas, though. It's kind of difficult for him. I mean, 50 spearmen, they don't mind taking a fight against 15 archers.
Yeah, I don't feel like you often say there's a critical number of spears, but I think that's a critical number of spears. Like, that can really do some damage.
Yeah, this is get the frick out territory of spears.
Yeah, those archers, I mean, gosh, I feel like I could see the Reddit post coming in going, how do spears counter archers? What is this? I thought there was a rock, paper, scissors. Well, yeah, sure, if you didn't have 50 of them.
Great elephant, not able to find too much damage there.
Beasty is really in the lead here. I mean, his composition's been better for a little while. The elephants just haven't found any value to be had on the field. I mean, once the docks went down, Beasty just kind of recovered, went 2TC, and now Puppypaw is kind of left picking up the pieces.
It's almost 40 pop ahead now. However, just hasn't been able to get any decent angles of attack in now. Food income has dropped dramatically for him. Down to 200 food per minute. Beasty almost at 2,000 food per minute.
This is turning ugly. Some good raids from Puppypaw, though. I like adding the knights back there and some lancer damage. Problem is, it's hard to raid with lancers too because there are still 59 spears on the field. Like, it's, geez, he needs a lot more of something, and it's sure not cavalry. Hobelar's getting some value as well. Beasty's just been really good, doing a really good job of just continuing to raid. 36 Vil kills to 25, although that might include fishing ships. We'll say 36 Eco kills to 25. With Beasty on 2 town centers, he is definitely pulling ahead in the economy department.
No. Puppypaw, the archer count, it's starting to fall. I think at this point, he knows the writings on the wall. He's still not giving up. He's trying to look for opportunities to maybe potentially get a comeback in, but it just doesn't feel like Civilization has the tools for it.
Needs like
just
20 sprinkled elephants. You know, just 20 of them. That would do it.
A couple,
I say like it'd be easy. You know, I mean, if he had like 15, 16 sprinkled elephants, they would shred everything Beasty has. But like you've been mentioning, they are very expensive.
Maybe not the Hobelas. Yeah, they cost a lot, and Hobelas are still out there.
I think they do okay damage into Hobelas still.
Really? I don't know.
They're
like
weak enough.
Hobelas should at least do bonus damage against them, so I'm not sure how that's
going to work out. They would. I think the base damage, though, would be enough to take care of... I mean, at least in mass. With only 11 Hobelas, if you had more, then maybe not. Because I'm also assuming you've got, like, almost 20 of these sprinkled elephants, which, again, is not exactly feasible, given the current economy that Puppypaw has.
There it is.
Yeah, and
GG
Puppypaw's
comes
just
in.
gonna call it. It was just kind of fizzling out there. Maybe not the most climactic finish to game 3, but a finish nonetheless. Beasty is up a game. Some scrappy back and forth we've had here.
Yeah, definitely scrappy back and forth, but in the end, Beasty able to win this one, meaning that now he will be finding himself on match point up against Puppypaw. 2-1 in this best of 5.
Yeah, you can really kind of see the military just was in favor, but eventually spears, they're not worth a whole lot, but that's kind of the beauty of them too, is they're cheap, they're easy to produce, and when they're the only thing you need to make, it just makes your job very easy.
Definitely. I mean, this was a situation where I think Puppypaw, he tried something, right, with the Tuklak dynasty there.
Mm-hmm.
The mass Raider Elephant, it's something that we've seen before from B, for example. But that worked specifically in the game where he used it because his opponent didn't just go for mass spears. It was a mixed army composition of spears, archer, and horsemen, where the Raider Elephants, there were just enough of them to ignore the spears for the most part there when the engagement happened. But if the army's just spears, then you can't ignore them.
Yeah, you really can't. And again, I would have loved to have seen. I'm kicking the dead horse now, or maybe I'm kicking the dead elephant, as it were. But I think sprinkled elephants would have been the way to go. A couple of those would have helped, and then going into archers more, because he just by the time Puppypaw knew he needed to change, it felt like he was just so far behind he could never mass up enough to do anything anyways. But that's not the last game. We are on match point for Beasty, but Puppypaw still got a chance to bring this one back. He's gonna have Zhu Shi going into Byzantines coming up.
That is coming up next. Byzantines, definitely a comfort pick for any player at this point in time. Shushi's Legacy at the same time. They've been very strong, or considered very strong, for a long time. But with the recent nerf to Pro Scout, no longer do they feel as overbearing, and especially for a civilization like the Byzantines, which is just also in a league of its own in certain aspects when it comes to unit massing. I feel like Shushi can kind of like find its match there.
Yeah, I think this is, with the nerfs to Pro Scouts, I think this matchup is actually really balanced now. I'd almost give it just a coin flip on any given day. I think a lot's going to depend on the spawn. It's going to depend on how things kind of pan out. I could see Byzantines holding and then winning late. I could see Zhu Shi dealing a killing blow earlier in the game. I think oftentimes I've seen, again, it's the biggest crux of this game again for me is what does Zhu Shi do when the deer run out? Because it's not a matter of if, it's almost always a matter of when the deer run out. Are you going to be in a good enough advantageous position to convert into a later game economy and then go from there? If you aren't, I feel like just so often, even these top players get themselves in this pickle where they're going great, and then it's suddenly not going great. And Byzantines is the kind of ramp-up civ that only gets better with time.
Yeah, the scaling, it's just so great for them. Having the cistern scaling immediately and following that one up with just more and more scaling with the Golden Horn Tower as well, you just get so many mercenaries out that your army, for the most part, like 60-70% of your army in like the mid-castle age, it's just going to be full of mercenaries, and you just supply whatever else is needed. And since mercenaries typically are going to be range units anyways, something like a backline that you want to have anyways, so you can very easily adopt your army composition to anything that your opponent puts out onto the field.
Yeah, it's really easy to pop out your own Limitine or your own horsemen when you've got either, usually, I mean, almost always you're going to have, I mean, there's some exceptions, but you're going to have either longbows or the javelin throwers behind as like you said, the back line. It's a good synergy and it works well. And if all you need to do is produce one other type of unit, it's just a matter of not losing that back line. And that's where Byzantines often falls. You can see a lot is when they lose, it's because they lose that back line. You can't immediately reproduce it. But we'll see how this pans out. Puppypaw has got his back to the ropes here. Beasty looking to try and win this series in the group stage. This could very well be the last game, or we could be going the distance. We'll find out.
Could be, but Puppypaw this time around has got himself set up with a very nice civilization to make this a potential 5-match series here up against Beasty. Got Puppypaw in the color red playing as the Byzantines already on the stone there. But is he dropping that mining cap? He is dropping the mining cap. For a second it looked like maybe he was just going to be going for a single drop-off for his first cistern. Is getting that early drop-off, and Beasty in the color yellow playing as the Shushi's Legacy. Right now, both players just looking for sheep here in the early game. trying to see who has the most luck. Or pretty game
Funny thing is,
deciding factor.
I don't feel like Byzantines is particularly busy with getting. I mean, they're busy, but like I don't think they're super preoccupied with the number of sheep they get.
It can still make a pretty big difference.
Yeah. It's not the end. Unlike some civs, it's not like the end of the world if they don't get their fair share or their lion's share that they want. It's more. I feel like at this point, it's more of can I take any away from Zushi, which to be fair is actually a very good thing to do.
With 3 villagers on stone, that cistern scaling is going to be coming in quite rapidly. Looking at the base layout from Beasty, what is the potential meditation garden spot here for him? On the right-hand side, does have a, I want to say, pretty decent spot with the stone and berry and gold spot there. Like, if he puts it right next to the berries, he should be able to clip the stone and the gold, potentially.
Be tough,
it's a bit
maybe.
far forward, but he should be able to get both. He should be able to get both.
Oh
my
corner,
god.
Right?
If you're
Or
greedy
you
and
go
you
there.
move all... I mean, that's like closer to Puppypaw's side of the map, but yeah, that is a more than 120, 130-ish resource per minute spot right there. So if you're greedy, definitely worth going for it, but it's also something that is most likely going to get Cure Siphoned down 7 minutes into the game.
I feel like there's like an irony to putting a greedy meditation. You're gonna go meditate in your greed. There's something funny, kind of funny, like about the materialism of getting as much as you can out of it while also doing something like meditating. There's some irony in there. I think it's gonna be right there, and I think you're right. He will be able to get both of those. It just needs to touch the corner of that stone to the north. Hard to see if we could just see a little bit further up. Wait, we got the overlay blocking it. Yep, sure enough, that should be good to go. That's a good spot. I mean, if you can't go for the super greed, that's a decent spot. I don't
It's
think you'd be
still
upset by that.
a very, very decent spot. You're looking at roughly like 80 to 90-ish resource per minute.
And it's close to home.
But still a very good one. Yeah, you're getting like 2.5 villagers worthwhile out of it. So definitely can't complain. Now scouts returning with the Sheep. Grand Winery also coming in for Puppypaw at this point in the game. Beasty still with 3 villagers and gold does kind of make me believe that this is going to be a pro scout build coming out from him.
I would expect that much.
Yeah, it's not a big surprise. It's just like Shushi's favorite strategy at the end of the day.
It's just like the absolute top meta for them, you know. No surprise. And Winery as well, also no surprise. And a really good spot. Those berries are in a really nice spot, right behind the town center, nice and safe. As a Byzantine player, Puppypaw's probably feeling pretty good about that. Actually, Puppypaw's spawn in general is just very nice and safe. Although
It is.
Sushi's not exactly one to go raiding super heavy early on.
Yeah, not early on. First off, we are going to just be seeing that Pro Scout play coming in. Stable already getting dropped. Just needs a little bit more wood now. A couple of tax drop-offs, and he'll be all set for that. Looks like we're also getting a second Imperial official, potentially. Yeah, that's going to be coming in.
Yep. 3 cisterns up already for Puppypaw. He tends to... I've noticed the Canadian brothers tend to favor the early cistern play and getting 3, 4, even 5 within a pretty relatively quick
It's
time.
actually off stone, so he's content with just going up to 3. And now, Puppypaw sees the scout. Could also soon be seeing the Pro Scout in action. Now it just roams around the base. Scout does move off, and now with the gold spotted there, and the second scout also being spotted, he knows that it's just going to be a normal Pro Scout play. This scout's in position to start bringing back home those deer.
Yep, sure enough. First ones are grabbed. They don't lose too
Mercenary
much
contract
food
chosen.
this close.
It's
Is it the
going to be
Western
the
contract?
Western.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
One for
no big
longbows.
surprises.
Yeah, they play
Lombos
really well
makes
into...
the... Yeah, Lombos make the most sense against Shushi's Legacy. Just because they're also going to be most likely going for like Jugunu. They can't make normal archers, so you're immediately going to be very nicely positioned there. You could say that javelin throwers are also very good against Shugunu, and you would be correct. You definitely are correct with that one. But the Shuji's Legacy Shugunu, they get a little bit more range with an upgrade. And in mass, I feel like javelin throwers get counted out quite easily by
It's the attack speed, right?
Shugunu once they get in close.
Yeah, I feel like it's the attack speed for that.
It's
the
just so
javelin thrower's
easy
a little
to
bit
mass.
slower. In the longbows, I think being have the extra range and the better attack speed for longbows. I think I agree. I tend overall to lean towards the javelin throwers more often than not for Byzantines. I do agree. I think this is an
Javs
instance
are nice
where
against
longbows.
civs that want to make like archers and archer and cavalry.
But
But
I
Shuji's
definitely agree
Legacy
that at
also
this
wants
point,
to add spears. Yeah.
yeah, they want to add spears, and so in this case, longbows do make. Well, this is one of those instances where I agree 100%. Make the longbows here. They do better against the Zushi, in my opinion, because the attack speed differences in the range just works out better. We do see this scout is going to be dead here. These horsemen are popping out for Beasty.
Are we getting Mangadai? Byzantine Mangadai?
Is he on the? He is. Oh, he's on the market.
Okay, yeah, mercenary Mangadai coming in here for Puppypaw. I mean,
to see that. That's fun.
the Mangadai are great at denying the pro scout, but
Zugu
scouts have already, the scouts have already pro'd their spear at this. Like they already brought them back the first bunch. And the other pack is on the other side of the base. That's not where the Mangadai are at the moment.
There's almost no way Beasty's gonna get your deer on your side. Like you got the one way in the corner and then the one pretty close to your base. He doesn't know about it. Yeah.
Play gets revealed and Beasty, he's going into Paddle Scouts?
Okay, now maybe
like,
the Mangadai look a little better. This is a weird game so far. Odd composition. This is not normal.
This looks a little bit Demu-inspired to a certain degree in this matchup. But that's his own twist there now with the Horseman as well.
I always love when you're like watching a stream and a player's playing against Byzantines and you get like Mangadai come out and they're always like they do the double take of like, wait, what civ am I playing against? And they go, oh yeah, the mercenary school, okay. Like, but it's always surprising. It's got to be a little jolt to the system when you see that and kind of go, wait, what?
Oh, tons of villagers now on gold, so looks like Beasty's trying to go for a follow-up into Castle Age now from this point on. And Puppypaw, he doesn't have that many mercenary units. Sure, the Mangadai just... They exist in a vacuum at this point in the game.
Yeah, they're just kind of here. They're keeping him busy at the very least.
Oh, the longbows are also getting caught out.
Oh no, that's not
Avoid
good.
the palings.
Those
That
take
didn't
so
help.
long to come back. So much time lost trying to remass those. That's a good trade. If you're Beasty, you're very pleased with that.
Yeah. Puppypaw is getting close to his own age up though behind this, so it's not like the be all end all.
It's not the
We
game
know
by
how
any
strong
means,
Gold.
yeah.
Yeah, Golden Horn Tower is pretty strong, so he's gonna be able to scale back into this one. There's not that many units like immediately streaming across the map from Beasty, so Puppypaw should have enough time to get the age up in.
Yeah, like I said, those Mangadai did a good job of keeping the units busy for Beasty. Better to be on his side of the map than on your side of the map. Golden Horn Tower coming down with 7.
Beasty, is he going for knights or is he going for just pure Palace Guard spam? Because you could be just going for pure Palace Guard spam. That is definitely an option for him, but Golden Horn Tower is about to be coming in. And the Palace Guards...
Can I go into Palace Guards? I feel like that'd be a pretty okay trade overall.
It's gonna be difficult. Okay, he's also adding in Lancers now as well. And we're about to be getting the research, or rather the upgrade in for the improved supervision speed. It's gonna help out a ton. Next batch of longbows has just come out, and oh boy, he hasn't rushed the age up with too much urgency. Was on 8, now on 9 villagers for the age up. Palace Guards causing a little bit of idle time. No Pierce
Not too
Armor
much
level
to
2
worry
in
about.
yet.
Okay, those longbows
worse.
should be able to take care of everything here. I don't think he's going to lose anything. Just some chip damage on the villagers, but I think you take that and are content with it.
Age up,
Although it was
finishes
kind of a
off. Cataphracting Q.
there is kind of a steady stream of these Palace Guards, so Puppypaw definitely needs to get going here soon and not let that bunch up. You can kind of see the little ant line walking across the minimap right now.
It's been idle on gold, that's the issue.
Yeah, this could be kind of dangerous. Puppypaw needs an answer to these guys very soon.
Doesn't have one quite yet. The first Cataphract is in, though. That's gonna allow him to deal with these couple, like, little trickles of Palace Guards quite nicely. Villagers trying to split off here. Oh,
but a Lancer for Beasty, that's the dangerous part.
Yeah, that was nice.
Lancers are quick.
He evaded the Lancer very effectively, though. Matane following that one now. Still don't quite have enough resources for the veterancy on the Mercenaries. That would be quite dreamy to have now at the moment. +2 damage on those longbows. They would definitely be able to do a lot of damage against the Palace Guards.
I like this play from Beasty the more I'm looking at it. It's very reminiscent of like an Ayubid's Fast Castle into Gulam Rush.
We're getting the same
vine, which can be really good.
More Mangadai. Are you... Okay, so the Golden Tower is actually also producing Mangadai right now. Just,
that feels
weird. Yeah, we're about to have 6 Mangadai.
I mean, they're not... If they were horse archers, it'd be great. They'd be much more effective in this kind of situation, but Mangadai just don't feel like they do enough damage to Palace Guards. And if you get a mass of them, sure, but these things are flooding in by the second. And for the next couple minutes at least, Beasty still has deer at home. And once the food runs out, maybe you'll have a window to make something happen. But for the time being, these Palace Guards are not making life very comfortable for you.
We're getting... Okay, so these last 2 games, I want to say, like, Puppypaw has been playing some interesting strategies.
At the same time, I don't see any more...
Was not on my bingo card.
It looks like Beasty's making a switch, though, away from Palace Guards. It looks like he's much more into Lancers now. I mean, he's got 7 Palace Guards. Doesn't have anything else in the queue. I think his food is starting to run out. Yeah, we see more Lancers in the queue now. So it looks like Beasty's looking for a trade. So, but even then, Mangadai into Lancers don't feel a whole lot better either. Like, I'm not quite sure what they're looking to do other than maybe go try and raid the outside resources, but you kind of need to deal with what's in your base right now.
And there's still more units streaming across into your base there. This time it's Lancers, though, and they don't leave that quickly. Villagers on the gold mine now in peril as well. Matane just not enough there.
Yeah, this Lancer change. Not that I wouldn't say necessarily. This Lancer change feels like it. I don't know if catching him off guard is the right term, but it definitely got ahead of him a little bit because he doesn't have limited A. He wasn't producing limited A. He was so worried about the Palace Guards. When you can stay ahead of your opponent, like every time they start making the counter to what you're doing now, you're already a half step ahead with producing something else. That means you're in a good spot, and that's what Beasty's been doing here. As we see a bit of a raid come on in.
Oh, he's got to commit. Okay, he's gonna be fine.
There, okay. A little dicey there.
Good idle time being caused there on the gold.
Desperately needed for Puppypaw. He'd been idled so much, he's got to cause some damage back. Still has units in his base, though. That's the problem, is he's able to do it back now, but he still needs to have an answer for what Beasty's doing to him.
Yeah. Now the gold is no longer really idled out. Getting a kill on a Imperial official, though, that's going to be pretty big, because those you cannot produce from an additional building. Akratoy defense getting pulled here. Villagers pulling the spears.
Feels bad. When you have to pull the Akratoy, it's just never a good sign in my mind. Like, you're idling out your villagers, and you're probably losing some of the combat. I don't know that the value... It's a good thing to have in a pinch, but you just hate to have to use it.
It always depends on how well you're able to trade out.
Yeah.
Because the units that your opponent uses also cost resource. So if you're able to trade out effectively, like kill them relatively quickly enough and without losing any villagers on your own side, you can argue that you had less villager idle time than it would have taken to get enough resource to produce the unit. But now
it's easier said than done, right? Yeah, and here's the part that this is where the window opens. Puppypaw has survived long enough. Now, I mean, now those Mangadai would be kind of nice if you can get out right here on the field and start picking off villagers. Problem is, I don't think he's really got a whole lot left. He's got 5 of them, so maybe if he can find where Beasty's going, because this is, again, 15 minutes in the game is out when that deer food tends to run out. You gotta start moving those external resources.
Yeah,
And
this
Puppypaw's
is
doing
crazy.
damage.
Just Byzantine things at the moment. And I mean, I guess Beastie, in theory, maybe he could go for a Yuan dynasty. He needs units at the moment, though, because if Puppypaw is just being left to his own devices, that could also be very difficult for Beastie to deal with in a little bit of time. But Beastie is just doubling down on the military. He's doubling down on the knights, but there's more Limitani coming in now for Puppypaw. So Beastie kind of
Puppypaw's
playing
food
into the
income.
hand. Beastie is playing into the hands of Puppypaw.
Yeah, and right now Puppypaw's eco, like again, this is the magic of Byzantines. If you can just hold long enough, it's a slow trickle ramp up. Whereas for Zushi, it's kind of it's a shooting star. It's really hot, really fast, and then it fizzles out. Like you gotta hit while the iron's hot. Whereas for Puppypaw, he can just kind of ramp into this, and things get better with time as long as he's not getting raided to oblivion, which he's finally gotten Beastie out of his base. So now Puppypaw looking to be in a pretty good spot. He needs to do damage back though. I mean, 8-1 Vil kills, not the end of the world, but you'd like to see a bit better. He's looking at the boar, expecting him over there. So he knows what he needs to do. He just needs to find the right spot.
At the same time, Beastie also prepping, having units over on the berries on the left-hand side of Puppypaw's base. So he's also ready for a move out from Puppypaw onto the external resources.
Beastie,
well,
always
Knight.
annoying. Best compliment I can give Beastie as a player is he would be annoying to play against.
Hello, Lancer?
Always
Lancer
there,
got
Lancer. Yeah, he just had a little moment, you know. He just he got confused. He hurt himself in his confusion.
It's still running around. Jiangnan Tower now coming in for Beastie, so is going to be able to go for a farm transition now.
Yeah,
Have
that's
to pay
gonna
a
really
lot less for the granaries, but it's taking some time. He's got to
got a lot of
count on the
wood
fact
saved.
that Puppypaw is going to stay in his base for a little bit longer.
I think he's gonna maybe get away with it. Puppy seems quite preoccupied by these few lancers that Beastie has trickled in. Military numbers are very skewed towards Puppypaw. Like if he ever decides to mass up and do something with it, it's gonna be very dangerous. Problem is he's got no walls, no wham walls for Puppy today. Just open backside of the base. So Beastie, up to castle age now, and he's got 700, 800 wood for the farm transition to begin. He'll be in a good spot to do that. Man, that Lancer just refuses to die.
Not going down anytime soon.
There he goes. Half
Now
a
the
map of chase later.
Lancers. The army from Puppypaw. Oh, never mind. It's in position to deal with this. Good movement, good rotation. He's behind this first granary, is about to get fully set up. He's on 5 relics behind this, so there's actually a lot more of a delta difference between Puppypaw and Beastie at the moment when it comes to the effective economy.
I think Beastie's more than content with this. He would, I think, love to have gotten on that wood line and raid. But I think, maybe he doesn't feel like this when he saw it, but he should be feeling pretty happy that all of Puppypaw's military was in that base, doing nothing really other than waiting for Beastie to make the move. And that's a good sign, because again, you do not want Puppy in your base. You want to keep him in his. And Puppy really needs to get on the aggressive and do something. He's just not done enough damage here to Beastie.
We're getting Painted
to
Shield
slow him
upgraded
down.
now, so Limitani are going to start moving a lot quicker. Veterans in on them now as well, or about to be coming in. Actually surprising that he didn't have that in yet, but Teardrop Shield, that is going to be the main thing here. That's going to be working to his advantage. Oh my god, Puppypaw. He's trapping Beastie's knights in the corner next to the wood line. The wall has just come up. He's trapped. He is trapped. He's trapped.
He really loves doing that. He is really good at that. That's just twice in the series. Just nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, nowhere to run.
Now with the veteran. Oh my god, that is so much value.
Goodness.
That's
wow.
Disgusting.
I mean, last time this happened to Beastie, he won the game. So we'll see if he can come this back. But now, right as he's making the farm transition, Puppypaw finally in his base, causing havoc now. And we see the Vil kills racking up.
Racking up very quickly. Panic Heap
skewed.
is coming in here, trying to save the day for Beastie. Puppypaw is going to fall back for the time being. Beastie actually added in a second TC now behind this, but Puppypaw, he can just burn that down.
Yeah, and he probably should.
No worries.
Lane's connected in there.
That's the wrong TC. That's the tanky one.
Instead, he's going to back up a little bit from this. Regroup.
Maybe he wants to get some space in for Siphons. Yeah, he is getting siege engineering now behind this.
Gives him some time for his other Limited to cross the map and get up here as well. I wouldn't do this one. Get the meditation gardens. No, neither resource.
Just take down anything. At this point, like, Puppypaw, 60 to 5 military. Beasty, he's got to keep. And a couple of knights. That's about it.
No, last time Puppypaw was in this situation, it went very bad very quickly with the play that Beasty did. This time, there's no Cognate Palace to spin the Wheel of Fortune for Beasty. He's left to his own devices here. He's trying to get some more raids in, but it doesn't look great. A Byzantine doing what Byzantine does best. And again, at that point of inflection of when food runs out, that's like always what happens to Zushi. They're so good until they fizzle. One man landmark down. Next one on the way. Three Siphons. That's gonna be enough. One's just sitting there. There we go. This is not looking
slow
good for
but
Beasty.
steady.
Yeah, slow but steady, but
he's adding in some Nest of Beasts now to try and defend. This is such a steep uphill situation for him.
Last time Puppypaw made the mistake of rushing too far in too early and losing everything. This time being much more methodical.
Now 3 Siphons about to be taking down that second TC very, very quickly.
And wall's coming up now for Puppypaw. He's securing his side of the map and just all... You can just see the red amongst the yellow just all over Beasty's base. I feel like every time I start calling that Puppypaw has it in this kind of stage, I feel like Beasty's just so good at bringing it back. I'm scared to say it after what happened with the Kurlager game. But it feels like the writing's on the wall. Yeah, I mean, Puppypaw kind of threw the army away last time. This time around, though, it feels like the path to victory is much more straightforward with those Siphons doing their thing.
Yeah. We're getting some horsemen in now as well from Beasty, but to be fair, like at this point, 18 Limitani in there as well. With the Teardrop Shield, they are going to be super, super quick. And it's just all the infrastructure that's going down. 5 relics, but realistically, they could get taken back by Puppypaw.
Yeah, he could snack them if he
farm
wants.
Setup.
One big farm setup and nowhere to spend it is what it feels like. Only 5 units for Beasty right now. Not looking good.
Some fireworks coming in though.
They are pretty dangerous. I mean, those SSBs.
Yeah, definitely to be respected.
We've seen Puppypaw throw military away before, in this series even, so I don't want to call it just yet, barring something crazy.
Oh my god. Nest of Beasts fireworks taking down the front line.
Nest of Beasts are pretty good. Puppy needs to just full send this, like, pump units, no stop. But maybe actually get onto the bees. I mean, he's losing a lot of stuff. This camel's
Cataphracts in.
You can just get the... He's just got 2 landmarks to go. I mean, this one goes down, then the next one goes down, and he wins the game. So he's going to probably force the issue just by landmarks this time. Nest of Beasts don't have anything to protect them. I feel like once Puppypaw decides it's go time, he could probably get on top of those.
There's definitely enough horsemen in now for Beasty to hold. I doubt it. 5 Nest of Bees and a Dream. There's only 1 landmark remaining at the moment for Beasty,
I'm like
actually.
holding my breath. I'm
one landmark
so
left.
scared for Puppypaw right now, like that he's gonna
That's
somehow it's gonna come in some way, some form. He's got 4
no way.
This should be GG. This should do it.
Does Beasty realize that this is his last landmark? I don't think he realized the urgency with this being his last landmark. He realizes Shaolin Monastery is getting rushed up.
He's gonna rush it
Is
up.
it in time? 19 villagers? Oh!
That's with the fast build speed.
It's not quickly enough. It's not quick enough. One more
Or maybe?
pump from the
Maybe?
side. It's too late.
There it is. Oh my goodness. We have a full series on our hands coming up. It's going to go to a game 5. Puppypaw methodically and yet still down to the wire takes down Beasty in game 4. What a game. Man, gotta give it to Beasty. Today he has shown us some serious tenacity and perseverance through adversity. I mean, he has just been refused to die, even to the last minute, trying to keep that game going, knowing that he's done it before, he could do it again. Puppypaw, though, able to actually close this one out.
Yeah, GG coming in. That was a really, really interesting... Oh my god, we're getting Ottomans for our last game.
Oh boy. Oh, this is gonna be
Ottomans
fun.
versus Ruse, no less. Like, this is such a tough matchup, I feel like, for Ruse, because especially with the nerf to cavalry archers, like, what do you do as Ruse in this one? You have to play full infantry. That feels
Which
so
doesn't
bad.
feel good. That does not feel good at all. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think what you could possibly do. Maybe just you play for like a full feudal, go all in feudal, and try and stop the production before it even begins. I feel like outside of that, Ottomans, just the tempo they get and the buildup they have, just feels rough. But again, playing feudal means you're dealing with Sipahi the entire time. And yeah, you can make early knights, but those are a whole lot more expensive. Yeah, that's a tougher matchup for Ruse.
Yeah, you don't get the healing on your knights as well, unlike French do, so any damage you take on those knights is kind of permanent. Meanwhile, Ottomans, they can go for the Imam Vizier point as well, to get some healing in the feudal age as well.
Yeah, a lot of utility stuff for Ottomans. They've got a lot of tools in the toolbox. Ruse is really good in Castle Age. I just think Ottomans might. Depending on, I just feel like Ottomans is going to win Feudal Age getting to Castle Age, and when you're already on the back foot, it's tough. You'd have to have a really good swing to get in your favor, which is possible, knowing Beasty, but maybe on paper not super duper favored.
Yeah, no, Ruse definitely still isn't like a bad civ when it comes to all the options that they do have. I think maybe this is one where we might need to see a little bit more of the good old 2022 Ruse stepping up here, where they just go for pure feudal age mass archer spam. Would be an option for Beastie to play this one. Mass archers, couple of knights in there as well. And, I mean, you do have just all of the additional production coming in with the bonus wood that you have from the wooden fortress. Combine that, for example, with the Golden Gate, and you trade out resources there every time, and you're just able to get so much wood and food in for constant production or additional knights. Either you boost up your archer production, or you just use the Golden Gate for gold to get more knights in as well.
Yeah, it's all come down to this. Game 5. I mean, I almost expect nothing less between these two players. They're both so good, and they both play at such a high level. We've seen some really interesting shenanigans today throughout this series, the series before, and in the end, it almost feels like we're on Final Destination in like a Smash Bros tournament. You know, we're here on Dry Arabia of all places, finishing it off. Two pretty classic civs now. Pretty fun. Beastie's really good. Beastie's really good with Ruse, in my opinion. He's been really good with Ruse throughout the ages. So we'll see how it goes. I feel like Ottomans it's so interesting to see how certain civs like have their heyday where they're super duper dominant, and then they're not. And I feel like for a long time, Ottomans was like really good, then not again, really good, and then not again, and it had been not good for a bit. Kind of fun to see it come back and kind of in vogue, as it were.
And we're about to be jumping into our final game of this set and of this day. Beastie versus Puppypaw. The last game in this best of 5. And we're all here for it. Jumping in now in Dry Arabia. A classic map in order to round out this day. We've got the Ottomans coming in for Puppypaw, playing in the color red. And Beastie in the color yellow, playing as the Ruse. We do have the opening with the military school.
Yep. And that's stone right off the bat, so I'll be putting that down early. Are you an early military school guy, or are you a guy who doesn't do the early military school? I feel like, again, like the wheelbarrow, there's two camps on this idea.
I like the early military school just because like it already pays off for itself in the Dark Age with the 3 spearmen, even against a civilization like the Rus, which tends to get like into a spot that isn't really raidable. Though this time around, Beasty, with those hunting cabin spots, you could get a little bit of torch damage up on those. You're not going to take any of these down just because the repair is in range, or repair villager is going to be in range of the TC. But you at least are going to be able to force a little bit of idle time, and 3 spearmen, that's 240 resource worth. That's pretty much the value of the military school. And as soon as you had fuel age, you're immediately able to start auto-producing Sipahi.
Something we see a lot, I've seen more and more from Roos on this matchup and other matchups like it, is sometimes you'll see them put like a little short wall around those hunting cabins to kind of just make it that much more difficult to burn them down. I don't know if we'll see that here from Beasty here on this matchup. Especially with the wood flying forward, you kind of wonder, like, is he going to be worried? He's going to wait and see which way they go first.
3 scouts out for BC at the moment, so Sheep definitely looks to be going in his favor. It's one of the situations when you're up against Roos, you can almost certainly expect to get the short straw when it comes to Sheep distribution.
Do you miss the mini game with the scouts and the deer for Roos? Nope. No, not at all?
Nah. It's, I wish there was a better replacement for their golden come on water maps compared to what we have at the moment, because they went from, like, S tier on water to straight F tier.
Yeah. I feel like I look back, I don't miss, in the moment I didn't ever enjoy having to, when I'm playing Roos, I didn't mind it. It was fun as Roos. It was never fun as the other Civ to have to alter your build to match it. But there is like a small part of me, that the small Roos player inside me somewhere does kind of have the nostalgia for shooting all the deer back in the day. The little mini game that was there, it was enjoyable to an extent.
There were some situations where the second you, like, it kind of forced map makers into always including deer everywhere. And we got into a situation where the devs, they want to introduce Kawasan, right? Like, as a map to the map pool. They named it Waterholes, and it didn't have any deer. Like, it had 2 deer spots. One was for each player, so you pretty much physically couldn't get to the first bounty, even the first bounty level.
Yeah,
it just wasn't possible. There weren't any wolves as well.
Yep. I think the system we have is better than what it was. I don't really miss the little mini game, but again, there's like that small part of me that's got that funny bit of nostalgia for it, though.
Nostalgia is always like, we got the nostalgia goggles on. Yep. Yeah, you see everything in like a sepia filter.
Yeah,
sepia filter.
Yeah, everything looks nice and rosy back then. But yeah, I if you'd asked me back then, I would have told you I hate it. I'm so glad it's changed. Now I'm looking back on, do you remember when we used to have that? It was so fun. No, I'm glad it's changed. This, that's something I gotta give credit to just this game and the devs in general. Is this game I feel like has almost always been improving from where it was. The majority of the changes we've seen have always been an improvement, and that's such a good thing to see in a game like this.
It's always easier to look up when you're at the bottom.
Yeah. Yep.
A little bit of some deer killing here.
Puppy trying to kill the deer. It looks like maybe looking to contest some pro scouts potentially.
Could be going for an outpost there and some early villager gathering there as well.
Gathering together to put the mill in between.
Yeah, I think it would be a good spot. 3 spearmen out already, so it's not like Beasty can just immediately take those deer away. And they're all next to each other, so yeah, an outpost there
that'd be pretty good.
Would give you a nice and condensed deer spot.
I think it's really worth to go out on the deer when you can. We do see pro scouts coming up for Beasty, in case anyone was thinking this would not be the case. There it is. Pretty standard stuff still. We do see the tower, the fortress coming up as well. Bonus gathering rate for wood coming soon.
Well, production buildings in now for Puppypaw.
I do like when people go out on the deer, especially when they're going against civs that do pro scouts, because if you can gather that early, you're just taking it away from your opponent without having to go pro scouts yourself, and the deer gather rate is almost always worth it.
Yeah, I agree. And now the villagers are moving out as well. Actually, is that 10 villagers? Okay, so the plan here for him is go for 1 drop-off. Actually, never mind, it's only 8. If it was 10, then Second TC? Nah.
No way.
That
Really?
that makes no sense. Second TC
Is he-
makes no sense here.
We've got to be mistaken, right? Is he just going for more military schools?
No, I think he's actually
That's way
going for
too many
second
for it,
TC
right?
next to the stone.
Really? Or maybe he's... Oh, you know what? I bet he'll put a TC right on those deer.
Yeah, he will. He will. 100%. It's just... It's so late.
It just
on
feels...
a
Yeah, it
delay.
feels very delayed for Ottomans.
Wait.
Or no?
Okay,
What in the
my
Sam Hill?
idea here... my idea was, okay, he goes for, like, with 10 villagers, just so when he drops the mill, the drop-off is enough for a second military school.
Okay.
Then he dropped the mining cow. Was like, wait, no, is he going for a second TC? But okay, no, he just wanted to get like 1.5 drop-offs in for the second military school. Had me for a second there. Had us in the first half. Not gonna
Like,
lie.
there's a part of me that was wondering if he was going to get like some stone just to have an outpost with like some arrow slits on it on the deer. But it's like, why would you do that? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. Like, it's nice, but not necessary. I guess he just got it for military schools in the future. I mean, he spent it.
I'm trying to get some
denial.
damage in.
This is like a slow choreographed dance. Poke, poke, poke. That's why he's very close to being killed.
Yeah, if he's able to get that one back eventually with the Vizier point, could heal him back up again. It's
That's
always
true.
the option.
That's such a good Vizier point use for the Imams. I think that should be a go-to almost always.
Behind this, Puppypaw is inching closer to a castle age transition behind this. It has a nice base layout for it as well. Can drop the Mehmet Imperial Armory right next to his TC and still be in range of that blacksmith. So some very nice base building here.
Yeah, you love to see that.
And this
Good
Beasty,
gold.
6 spearmen. He's still investing into infantry at this point. This is a pretty big investment. Puppypaw hasn't
Same.
reinforced his deer spot yet with an outpost.
Puppypaw's
But
going
that's an
castle
opening.
age. And he's got the gold. He's almost got the food. He's gonna beat Beasty up. Oh, that's a bit of play on words. He's gonna beat Beasty to castle age. Then maybe, well, if depending on how things go, he'll try to beat Beasty up, I guess.
I hope he's gonna rush up an outpost there on the deer, else this is gonna
Yeah,
get
he might need
contested.
to now. He might need to now. He had the stone at one point for it. He doesn't anymore. He's got some military presence, but not enough to
got the
really
wood
deal
for it.
with stuff. Here comes the MIA.
Yeah, he's not aware of the army pathing. He's about to get caught off guard by that.
And there it is,
Armory's
Metter.
gonna be coming in. And yeah, villagers are gonna have to evacuate.
He goes down. Metter runs for his life. Spears go down in quick order, and this is dangerous. Getting caught with your pants down going up to castle age is not where you want to be. Beasty could do some pretty good damage if he could get around. However, the wham walls for Puppy coming up. I don't know if he'll have enough time to get that up all the way, though.
It's in the DNA.
In the DNA, you know. His brother does it. He's trying to emulate his brother. Can he do it in time? It's Beasty check all the
Nice,
way.
he's
He
the villager.
does.
Yeah.
Buys him some time.
Oh, the weak supply gets taken down.
Well, I guess there'll be no healing from the Imams. And now Beasty's in the base. This is precarious. Rushing that outpost up. It's not going to be in time.
Should be. He might lose 1 to 2 villagers for it, though.
One goes down. Two go down.
2 go down. The outpost is up now. It's going to guarantee the gold access.
That's crucial.
It's a
You got to
follow-up
make
play,
sure you
though.
can have the gold. Beasty's not making any more units at this point. He's aging up himself with the high trade house. I think he's just looking to get as much pressure as he can and then reset.
Oh. Almost gets another villager. No Imam Vizier point in yet. That is getting very close to potentially coming in, though.
Feels funny to be castle
unit should trigger the Vizier point.
in. Here it is. What are we
And
gonna
Vizier
get?
point. Where are the Imams? Imams, there they are. And now
Yep, fair
Puppypaw
enough.
wants to take a fight. Feels like he has enough units here, even up against the Spearmen. fight is not getting taken quite yet, though. Still hesitant. Now goes for it.
I don't know if I like diving the spears just like that, but he's cleaning them up pretty quickly. Lancer, however, onto the archers, doing some pretty good damage back there. Spears are gone. Now those archers. Up here. Yep, that'll be done.
Beasty is investing into the Cav Archers. Cav Archers have been significantly nerfed, but they're still not the worst unit in the game.
They're a very fun unit. Like Horse Archers are, I think, the funnest part about Roos. And to not go them just feels bad. And they are a really good unit. You don't want to take like massive headlong fights with them. But they're really fun. They're good at raiding. I like them better than Mengadai because they just got that extra bit of pop. They obviously don't fire. You have to kind of stop and fire, unlike Mengadai. They got that just extra little juice behind their bowstrings. It does a little more damage. Very fun unit.
Definitely a fun unit. Now with the faster attack speed, they also just feel a lot stronger into just anything that's, you know, unarmored in general.
Yeah.
Like against normal archers. I don't know how, but they somehow buffed Cav Archers against normal archers when they were already better than normal archers. But at least now horsemen counter them. So that's I'm not complaining.
I can't believe they didn't used to. Crazy when you think about it. Well, these Lancers on the way back home.
Could get found out.
Ooh, could find the scouts right there. Or he could run right past and then realize a little late.
Yeah, scouts are going to make their way out alive.
He probably could have killed one or two if he had charged when he saw them.
Oh, that's just barely out of range.
That feels kind of bad.
Scammed.
And there goes one of those free moms. He didn't have to die, but he did. Okay, Puppypaw's got another one in queue already.
Yeah, so already has the mosque at the very least, and he did bring the relic back behind his wall. Villagers just jumping inside of the outpost here. A couple of spearmen. Not going to be enough firepower. Want to blast through the outpost, but he is trying. He's going to go for it.
I'm kind of surprised that Puppypaw has left it on mangonels for the production of the MIA. I feel like oftentimes you've been seeing guys go, when there's spears and stuff on the floor, on the map, you see a lot more Springalds in the queue in the MIA, and they come out a lot faster too. Like mangonels aren't the best usage here. I mean, if they could land a shot on the the Horse Archers, it'd be great, but the odds of that are, I mean, that's kind of it's a tough shot to make.
It is not something that you can very easily go for. Oh, Imam is also bringing the relic back. Walls are about to get finished off. Yeah, Imam's not going to go down before the relic comes in. So
a warrior monk
relic will be
it.
safe.
No grand theft relic here. It's going to be close, but Lancers come in for the defense, and yeah, it was always going to make it anyways.
3-2 relic split. Ottomans can be very happy with that.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're feeling really good about that overall. At this point, Bruce for Beasty, he's got a good military presence. At the same time, I don't feel like Puppypaw is behind a whole lot either. It feels pretty even overall.
It's a little night raid in as well. One villager down. That's a lot of deer next to the high trade house. 130 gold per minute. So food-wise, Beasty is definitely still very well set up. And we do now see the consequence of the nerfs that hit the cavalry archers. They're still doing a decent job, actually.
So I feel like they're doing okay.
There's no Pierce Armor level 2 in. Yeah, there's no Pierce Armor level 2 in yet, though. For Puppy, but this would have hurt a lot worse with the previous Cav Archers.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it really sucks that Puppy hasn't finished that wall. The villager got killed over there. Having the base open to Beasty being able to come out with the Horse Archers is not ideal at this point in the game. But Puppy is not. I was saying earlier, he's not behind. I wouldn't have said he was ahead either. And at this point, if you keep your base open and keep taking losses behind you will fall behind very quickly.
Sapai coming in now. Fortitude could get activated. There it is. That's a lot of damage.
There we go.
So quick on the attack.
Man, Sapahi are such a good unit. That's another fun horseman unit. Just picking off Horse Archers left and right. The nerf, now we're really seeing the effects of the nerf being countered by horsemen. That would not have happened in days gone by. That would have been, they've been, scot-free, lose a couple here and there. Mm-hmm. This time, they're running home with their tails between their legs. That was a brutal shellacking.
You see, though, he is adding in a lot more infantry. We're now also seeing Puppypaw going for some Springles, though. So we are going to be getting that. Yeah, we're about to be getting that mass spearman against mass springled game plan. gameplay that we're all here for.
He's also adding in some Janissaries to the mix too, which I really love. I mean, what a good unit to deal with. I mean, a ranged unit that deals damage to Cav. I mean, it synergizes so well. It's one of the things that's very frustrating to deal with Ottomans about is that it feels like their comp is just designed to take care of anything and everything.
They've got an answer to everything for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Springle doing some good damage there. Sapai actually just downright taking the fight. Spearman now jumping onto the Springold.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with that thing. Mangonel doing some support behind that as well. And we can't forget, Mangonels don't directly counter Spearman,
just
but they
don't
have
care.
Yes, the Mangonels too don't do like major heavy countering to spears, but they kind of almost soft counter spears if they get the right angle. They can be a good support, doing some good base damage, spreading out on that. And we see Puppypaw cleaning up Beastie's military in a very, very good spot now. I mean, that's kind of what he needed. He needed to find a good win there. Now, comp looking kind of rough. I mean, a lot more spears in the queue for Beastie. I'm just looking at what Puppypaw has, though. I mean, if he can get some more Springolds out, those spears are going to have a really rough time.
Yeah, looking at the income, though, Beastie does have a lot more than Puppypaw at the moment.
True.
Puppypaw did just lose 5 more villagers there.
Well, and Beastie's continuing to pump more units out, so he's quickly replaced the military he just lost. And that feels like that fight was super duper necessary for Puppypaw to stay in this, really. He needs to get the food figured out because he cannot afford to stay behind Beastie this long economically.
Beastie going into crossbows means that the crossbows aren't going to be doing any bonus damage to the Janissaries. So Janissaries kind of going unpunished here. The cavalry archers, they also don't do bonus damage to Janissaries. And on the other hand side, they actually take bonus damage from them. You see first couple of farms also coming in now. And oh, board, little boar lame.
That's actually a really heads-up play from Puppy. The problem is it's not going to matter. Beastie's already transitioning into farms. He's going to be okay. The pro scouts has paid off for him well enough to make this worth it. Now he's into the middle game, feeling pretty okay. He's got some food. Really, the food. I mean, I'm kind of shocked. Puppypaw's really struggling in the food department. Thankfully, he's got the difference though is that Puppypaw doesn't need as much as Beastie does because he's getting a lot of free units over time. Doesn't mean he wouldn't like more, but.
5-6 Sapai now in queue behind all of this. How many military schools do we have? Is it 2 or 3 at this point in time? I do believe he added... Is he all the way up on 4 military schools? He is on 4 military schools, so a lot of passive production coming in for Puppypaw.
That's what's keeping him in this right now, because he does not have the food to sustain what he has on the field. And those military schools doing a lot of work to keep him in this.
Yeah, indeed. We see now also adding in some men-at-arms. We're up to 4 Springles at the moment, so Springled Lion is starting to inflate quite a bit for Puppypaw. 2 Mangonels as well behind this now. Also some archers getting added in. Fortitude comes in, and oh my god, they attack so quickly.
Yeah, horse archers cannot go against Sapahi, that's for sure.
Not anymore.
I mean, a horseman always soft countered horse archers, and Sapahi always had a bit better of an edge against them, but now, boy, do not be mistaken. Horse archers do not want to mix with Sapahi. That is just a recipe for disaster.
Now the army from Puppypaw. Not that much in terms of numbers, but does have the siege added in there as well.
That might be the difference. And the siege with the Janissaries. He's even got a random men-at-arm in there. Actually, Beastie's also going into men-at-arms now. He's got 13 with 3 more on the way. So getting some heavy units in there, which is honestly not a bad call. The only problem is there are, of course, Springolds, which will do pretty good damage in the men-at-arms. And the Janissaries actually do decent damage as well. But yeah, look at the food. I mean, our observer pointing out the food is just, the disparity is there. Beastie is just floating in the wealth. Puppypaw has got the passive production, but it's not looking like enough. 81 to 51 military pop. And Beastie's also ahead with villagers too. He had that second town center a little bit earlier than Puppypaw did. And he's keeping pace now with his second TC. But you could kind of feel the differences already.
Spy trying to go for a little wraparound there. Gonna secure the sacred site.
Ooh, looks like we're playing some cat and mouse. Both armies within a screen of each other. I'm aware that all of Beasty's units are heading over to the wall.
Yeah, trying to attack from the side here from the looks of it. Puppypaw did just add in a second TC. Beasty already had his own second TC up for a while.
Oh man, Puppypaw needs to react right now. That wall gives
Catch
him
up.
precious time to get in there and do something. Wall falls down quickly, nothing but a speed bump here in Castle Age, and in to the base splits off the horse archers, the rest of the mass of Beasty standing and fighting.
Follow. Now without the horse archers, there's no counter to the Springles at all. Some more
running in with
villagers
the horse
might
archers.
go down.
Doing some raiding over there.
CA.
Spahi coming onto him. Yeah, like you said, villagers dropping a little bit there.
Did he just redeem Janissary Company? He suddenly has a lot more Janissaries.
He
So I
hit the
think
oh
he
no
might have
button.
used that Vizier point. Yeah, he did.
Yep, the oh no button. I was expecting a bigger clash, but both these players being very careful with their militaries. Beasty kind of got his units out of dodge.
Oh, he's
The rest
going
of the units just
Imperial
continue
now.
to raid. Oh,
High
the
Armory
high
coming
armory
in.
coming up.
Yeah, Puppypaw is still very far away from potential age up on his own side. Does have good enough food income now, just the gold income not quite there yet. Army-wise, though, he does now have more units and siege on top of it as well.
Yeah, Beasty's
So
got
he
a
could
sacred
make
site
this more
coming in, I
difficult for
think, as
BC.
well. Beasty's looking to get. It looks like he's got something on that sacred site in the northwest. But meanwhile, these walls. I really like how he's kind of snaked these walls almost like an onion, kind of wrapping around the base, just making it very easy for him to get in and out, but forcing Puppypaw around or make him do this. Take the time to knock it down by force. Although,
Enough units
man,
to eventually knock it down, and this is the high armory,
does.
so no Spiskaya. Doesn't have an immediate keep there.
this is where it gets dangerous. When you go Imperial Age, you just open the window to be counter pushed, and Puppypaw is right on it, sniffing it out. This can be really
Nice
dangerous for
mangoes.
Beasty. He needs to hold.
Yeah, first Mangonel already in. Gets a pretty big discount on him now as well, with the Eye Armory. Some villagers are under attack there. About to be 4 Mangonels here. Yeah, I don't think Puppypaw can push into this. Not in such an easily defendable spot now for Beasty with the Mangonel play.
Yeah, that should help keep him in this for the time being. Still pretty formidable mass, but the military numbers are evening out, 88 to 80. Beasty has a formidable mass in his base. He's going to force Puppypaw to reconsider for a moment.
But now that Beasty has gone into such a heavy Mangonel type play, Puppypaw should realize, okay, my opponent is very immobile. I can just try and raid and go for my own age up behind this. Spy haven't quite moved out yet. There's still the villagers on the large gold vein. Haven't been discovered yet by Puppypaw. He's just retreating for the time being. Slowly, thanks to the formation, though.
Puppypaw putting farms up in the south corner. He also had a market coming up, so it looks like he's got a pretty good spot to start some trade if he wants to later in the game. If you look where the neutral market is at in the west corner, that's a really good spot. If he can wall that up and secure it, long term, he could go for a late game. And obviously, both these civs don't mind the late game if they can get there. But again, 44 spears. Beasty likes these massive comps of one unit. 44 spears has done it for him before. Will it do it for him again here? There are quite a couple Sipahi still in the field. They do not want to run into that prickly porcupine.
Yeah, trying to go for some potential raids now on the sides. Puppypaw has to be very careful with the formation there on his siege. Doesn't want them to be the first to face off against the army from Beasty. Spearman about to get upgraded to Elite. That also improves their health by quite a bit, so they're going to be a formidable front line.
Yeah, prickly is
Spring
definitely the
bullets.
word. Couple of
Oh, the
shots
Don-
going off.
Okay, Sapai aren't going to be moving in. He's trying to catch the siege off guard from Beasty. Beasty not falling for it though, does reconvene with the rest of the army. So Sapai instead trying to go for the raid yet again.
It's like they're
maybe
baiting
not.
the raid. They're like baiting it out, trying to force him back, but he just refuses to do so. I think Beasty knows, or sorry, Puppy knows if he sends those in there, they're not. There's a chance they're not going to come back out. Instead, Istanbul Observatory coming up. He's going to go for Imperial Age now.
Oh, adjustable crossbars now coming up as well. That is such an expensive but also worthwhile upgrade. Means that the mangonels
If you're
are going
gonna
to be doing a ton of additional damage.
I think it's a good call. I think a lot of times players forget this, and I think it's such a massive upgrade in Imperial Age, especially if you've got a mangonel composition, which Beasty does, and it's going to need. It takes a while to go up. I think he really wants to get this. I think the sooner the better for this one. But like you said, it's expensive, but probably worth it as long as he doesn't lose the siege in the next 30 seconds. Is he pushing prematurely, though? He's going to get pinched from the Sopahi on the backside.
Oh, you have to be careful. He's about to get the upgrade in for them as well. But now the mangonels are a little bit unprotected. There's additional Sopahi on the other side.
Oh man, did he dive too early? Crossbars. Still has 40 seconds left. Like, they're still good. Puppypaw shreds the wall.
Big spread on the military here from Puppypaw. Has to be careful still. But this looks like a good fight. Sopahi about to jump in.
Ooh,
and that's all
there go the mangonels. Oh, like 10 seconds before the upgrade comes in. This felt like it was a little premature.
Now the army's getting cleaned up. Beasty losing out on all of the spearmen here. Janissary numbers, still plenty of them here.
Behind this, Beasty popping out some Streltsy. Looking to make a change of comp, which he's going to have to either way now. He's given up this military. He's going to need to replace it very quickly. But man, Ottomans get really scary into this late game. I mean, Rus is a good late game civ, but Ottomans are a scary late game civ.
Yeah, the Death Ball, it's just always something that you have to be afraid of when it comes to the Ottomans. Especially when they have siege superiority. Beasty does have adjustable crossbars in, so once he starts remassing into mangonels, he will have a very sizable advantage when it comes to taking fights in choke points.
First Sacred Site captured in the game. But that might not make a huge difference here. That might be just drops in the bucket. Puppypaw with a sizable military lead right now. I don't know that 8+ Streltsy are going to make a difference here. He's got 3 more mangonels in the queue. He really needs to make the most of those, but now the Springled Mass too from Puppypaw is looking very formidable.
3 more mangonels now in queue for Beasty. This time though, if the fight gets taken, it's going to be with adjustable crossbars. To 8 Sopahi again, more in queue yet. Puppypaw has a lot of gold in the bank.
He has nothing to do torch damage.
Just like throw enough sprinkled bolts at it. It's gonna eventually give way.
A couple sprinkles. Buying plenty of time for Beasty to figure out something to counter this. However, it may be a while, but Puppypaw will break through here shortly. There we go. Finally gets through, and now the base is open to his advance. Can he give a death blow here? Can Beasty hold? He's got 40 units now. This is going to be enough to withstand 77.
Yeah, mangonels are going to be quite scary now. Inching forward just ever so slightly. Yeah, Beasty is kind of just inviting Puppypaw in. It's like, come on. I know you want to, like, punch me. Try it.
Do it. Come on,
just
I want you to
turning the cheek.
Hit me. Just get in here. Come on. Instead, sending off the Sopahi onto the villagers, trying to get some damage on the wood line. But man, Streltsy there to try and shoot them down, but most Sopahi didn't get through. Yeah, Puppypaw's content just to camp right here.
That's such a good raiding unit there as well. Still Puppypaw producing more and more units. Springleds aren't the best siege unit though when it comes to taking down buildings, so it's not like he can really like immediately threaten the infrastructure from Beasty at the moment. Finds the large gold vein though.
I feel like every single one of these games from these players have been so back and forth. That's a good keep. A great spot for a keep. Gonna lose the villager for it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Mango shots!
Oh no. Adjustable crossbars making the difference here.
Smacking. That's 1,000 gold worth.
Smacking those Janissaries back.
Beating them back to the Dark Ages. Couple more villagers going down. Puppypaw taking the villager lead now.
This game feels incredibly even. I mean, Beasty was in a real risk there, and now he's kind of leveled out. He's got a bigger military now.
Yeah, I mean, the siege issue, it still stands. Like, there's no answer to the mangonels at the moment. Puppypaw needs like 3, 4 great bombards in order to really start dealing with this, or get adjustable crossbars in your own mangonels in as well. Siege upgrade now also coming for Beasty, giving even more health to those mangonels, meaning that it's going to be even tougher to snipe them out with Sapai.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. I mean, Sprinkles do pretty good damage to Men-at-Arms still, and he has 16 of them. Puppypaw has a Siege Mass of his own, but mangonels, they do so much damage to the Janissaries.
More raiding attempts coming in from Puppypaw.
Oh,
That's the mangonels.
Just raining rocks from the skies. Not much that you can do. And the Sprinkles just are kind of ineffectual here. They can't get close enough to make a difference. And if they do, I think the mangonels are going to start sniping them out.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that in 2025 we'd have mangonels beating Sprinkles? I mean,
How
from
the
here, you would
turntables
tell Krakeny and Socragen of 2023 that this would be the case. Would we believe it? I don't know if I would have.
Yeah, definitely would have been very doubtful.
And yet here we are. Yeah, you can see the Sprinkles do pretty good damage into the spears and into what? Well, I mean, they're doing decent damage into the Men-at-Arms there.
Oh, Sapai, hello. They're just diving past.
Oh, that's one.
It's just going to be the one.
Oh, they get swallowed though. Just the one, not enough to change things. Good raids in the back
Additional
though.
villager kills, yeah. Gets a good couple of additional villager kills in.
Puppypaw has a very firm economy advantage right now.
And the Mammoth Imperial Armory has finally been switched over to the Great Bombard. Also getting the Springled upgrade in. That's no longer additional range. I think it's just attack speed.
He definitely has the military advantage now, but yeah, economy is going to go to Puppypaw at this. It's interesting. They keep flipping and flopping back and forth of who's got what edge over each other, but neither of them seem to have everything lined up to give a killing blow at any one point. Because right now, it looks like Beasty's going to be able to kind of keep spreading across the map. That could be the difference here if he can actually start securing some of those resources he really needs. But Puppypaw's got 116 economy units out in the field. How he's going to use them is to be seen, but both players have a very healthy gold and food income. Yeah, look at that big 8k gold right there with the keep on it. Both players now have secured gold for the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, additional raid there on the
gold.
Game. Yeah. You have to make it a long game. It's to end out the series, after all. Horseman upgrade now also coming in for Beastie, so potential tech switch could be coming in. Some additional scouts as well, wants to get vision out on the map. There aren't any stone walls from Puppypaw, so the base are kind of open.
I think a Horseman switch would be pretty good if he can get around the Sapahi at any rate. Horseman switch could do pretty good damage into the Janissaries. Oh, I guess there's Janissaries, but there's only 10 of them.
They're very
if you can get them on the Sprinkles, it's really good.
The keep is coming up now, this time, to take control over the gold vein there. Sapai made their way into the base yet again. Getting villager kills.
This has been the difference in the last 5 minutes, is Puppypaw has done damage to Beastie's economy, but Beastie really hasn't done a whole lot of damage to Puppypaw's economy. Look at the villager kill difference. 51 to 16, and a lot of those have been recent.
Oh, fight in the middle. Mangonel's trying to step forward. The 10 Janissaries are now 2. But the keep does secure the position for the time being. Once again, villagers getting taken down by the Sapai here. Also getting led over to the big clump of villagers.
No.
Have we activated Fortitude yet? There's potentially a lot of damage to be done there. Same time, additional Sapai raids.
60.
He hasn't realized yet.
61. 62.
Oh my god.
4, 5, 66. This is bad. There's a lot of villagers going down. 68. Come on, one more for the memes. No,
so close yet so far away.
So
maybe
close.
Sapai in the corner will get it.
Sapai in the corner might.
67 would have been better anyways.
Oh gosh.
MSN would say.
Yeah, I'm sure the kid would say such things. Here we go. Here we go. Here comes. Maybe not. Okay, maybe now. Nice.
Hey, there we go. Oh no,
There we
we
go.
need to jump to 70.
Yeah,
Oh,
we jump right up to
we
70
missed it.
now. Yep,
Yeah.
Yep. Blinking
It's coming in. Mangonel still just such a big threat here. And this time around, though, the Horseman from Beasty. There's no support for the Sprinkles at all.
Oh, and the Bombards are just sitting exposed all the time. Years of academy training wasted. But economically,
Sprinkles aren't going to be a
the
big
edge.
help. We're up to 40 Janissaries. No Janissaries, but Streltsy now. Double key play. That's not enough. Horseman still diving past.
Puppy's got the better eco, but he just doesn't have the better military. At this point, I'd be looking at just like killing off 30 villagers just for more pop space. He needs to be producing. Does he even have enough production to make anything?
I'm not sure about it. Puppypaw now switching into mass knights, premium units here. Wants to just utilize all of the gold that he's been able to mass up now behind this. Also getting double great bombard emplacement on his keeps.
This is crazy. Puppypaw has all the economy in the world and like no military presence on the map right now. A lot of knights though now. That could be good. The elite lancers, but is that enough to deal with Streltsy? I feel like he needs Springles, or not Springles. He needs Mangonels of his own. Streltsy,
yeah,
just
I would agree.
Force to be reckoned with.
Either that, or you need like 4 to 5 great bombards, because then they're also like just a long-range mangonel. Knights though able to finish off the villagers that are trying to build this keep.
83 villager deaths, 84. I mean, the fact that Beasty just has his military and is just sustaining this despite incredibly heavy losses. We do see a counter raid there. I think it's just a matter of that Beasty's composition is just superior. That's what's keeping him in this. And the raid, oh my goodness, Puppypaw doesn't notice.
It's just a high-value army, yeah.
Oh,
Puppypaw, he's just sacrificing the villagers there. Maybe
actually, you're right. That's probably a good thing.
Mind.
I was saying he needed to get rid of some, so maybe he's just okay with this.
Yeah.
Because frankly, it just opens up top
military.
Space. He's sitting at 175 right now. He really needs to get back to 200, make it all military.
Choke point here. Knights trying to make their way through. Are able to make their way through now, trying to get some villager kills on the keep yet again. They jump inside though. Villager from BC did retreat inwards, and now 40 Streltsy. I mean, these numbers are just absolutely ludicrous. Looks like the villagers have been cleaned up though. We don't have trains set up yet for Puppypaw.
Minus the fact that he needs to make sure he's continuing to get gold. I feel like he did need to lose some villagers. Problem is, he's only at 160 something pop. He needs to be back to 200. He needs to be making military. I'm wondering if he's just bottlenecked himself with not enough production buildings or something. It just feels like it's strange. I mean, I know he doesn't have. He's got a lot of income coming in. He must be spending it as fast as he's getting it, but it feels like he should have more.
Yeah, maybe. Keep saving some villagers there. Now, Streltsy moving out a little bit, maybe a little bit too much. This could be devastating. The siege isn't nearby. And Puppypaw, did he not see this? He must have just seen the military. Oh, he's going for the mangonels instead.
Puppypaw's military numbers climbing back up. He's close to 100, back almost to 200 pop. In fact, he's got more population than Beasty does now. Meanwhile, mangonels, one goes down. Another one goes down. That's 2. 3. 4. That's, oh, he's gonna lose them all.
That's massive.
It's like 7 mangonels gone. I don't know how many resources that is off the top of my head, but that is a ton of value.
Them. Yeah, BC doesn't have enough resource to remake them. Out of wood, out of gold. And if the Streltsy go down as well, that's gonna be the kicker to end it all. 50 Sipahi behind all of this.
Puppypaw finally found where his military numbers at. Back to max pop, and now BC down to 130 total population. Now, most of that's Streltsy, which is dangerous, but lots of Sipahi coming in. They were the Bane early game, they'll be the Bane late game, and all of the economy has to run. 95 vill kills, 96.
It's just climbing nonstop.
And what a back and forth. We're now 40 minutes, almost 41 minutes in game. This started out with pro scouts for Beasty. Started out with some back and forth shenanigans, some pushing again into Puppypaws. He was in Castle Age. Then Puppypaw turned it back onto Beasty when he went Imperial Age. Then they've both been just duking it out. And here we are 40 minutes later with Puppypaw knocking on the doors of victory for this game and for this series.
And Mark's about to get taken down. Golden Gate's going to be the first one. How many tickets are left in that one? 4 tickets left. Not getting exchanged. 5-1.
Spend them now! Not that it would make a huge difference.
What could he sell for it? He doesn't have any resource left in the bank either.
To sell. Sell the stone, sell anything. Smoke him if you got him.
And the Streltsy, they're getting cleaned up. Puppypaw. It took 5 games, but this is his moment now to win out in this series. The Sapai just non-stop raiding, non-stop production.
103 build kills.
Yeah,
it's over.
A lot of villagers have died this game.
I can hear the music. The old song is done. That is it. After a grueling 5-game series, Puppypaw beats Beasty here in the group stage. And if there's any doubt in anyone's minds that either of these two players are top tier players in the world of AoE 4, you can put those fears to rest. Both of these players giving us an incredible series of games. Puppypaw coming out on top on this one. And what a game, what a series.